I'll be loving this shit right here. It's Entertournament of Champions podcast. We
are sitting right here.
Sitting right here. We're not rolling. Rolling.
Prolific rhyming capabilities.
Oh, right, man.
What?
I don't know.
I
don't know how to handle what just happened.
I'm literally saying the words like with inflections.
Yeah.
What? Come on.
What?
Anyway,
throw your hands up.
All right. So I just stuck that cookie up something's this is Jeff over here. I got JD in present company.
Yo.
You'll hear a pitter-patter of little pause, and that's Goku being a dick occasionally. Just pardoning him right off the bat.
He's excused.
And last but not least, sorry you're after the dog, Kyle, but it's Kyle.
You know what? I've worked hard to get after the dog, and I'm happy with my position, so...
Yeah, because after you is Silence.
At least I'm above Silence, I guess.
Welcome,
I made it!
Welcome, you awkward gaps of silence. Okay. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that's near and dear to our hearts. They all are. They're never like, this fucking topic is going to suck, but let's power through.
Maybe the most disturbed movies topic may not be too fun.
No, it's not going to be fun to discover movies or TV
or
shows
discuss why it disturbed us so much.
Yes.
Yeah, whenever that guy's dick got cut off, it really disturbed me. Thank you for letting me revisit that on this podcast.
Whenever I say something like, "Oh man," then she jerks him off with sandpaper, just know that I'm talking about a real thing. That's what's his name? Not Luc Besson. That's wrong. That's not Luc Besson.
Lars von Trier.
Thank you.
I've always used that as like a juxtaposition when somebody asks me if I want to do something that I don't really want to do.
I'd rather
masturbate with sandpaper.
Yeah.
Oh, that's better. I always say I'd rather slam my dick in a drawer, but yours is way more brutal. So.
Yeah, because mine takes time. There's a commitment there.
Right. I literally just steal from 40-Year-Old Virgin because I'm not creative. I just go, I'd rather watch Beautician and the Beast. I'd rather watch Fran Drescher for 8 hours.
Oh, that's great.
I'm going to Yamo burn this place to the ground.
Yamo burn. If I have to hear Michael McDonald one more fucking time.
I'm not creative, though. So, I mean, I do try to come up with stuff on the spot. It doesn't work. I'd rather shit Super Mario blocks, question mark blocks. What?
Yeah. Hey. Stuff could come out.
Good flow.
You never know.
You never know. Flower could come out. You never know. So, sorry to get off track, everybody. The topic at hand today is single-camera sitcoms. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the quote-unquote champions of this genre. We're going to reveal our individual top 10 lists of this topic. And then at the end, we're going to put them together in a little 16-seated bracket, which we'll then hash out, debate out in the next episode. And there's going to be a lot of heartbreak. I can already tell.
Yeah,
I can already tell.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's going to be real tough. Real tough. You know what I'm saying?
I will not move on like certain things, and hearts will be broken.
It's my De Niro.
Oh my God, you're doing the face thing.
I can see it from here.
Can you hear the breathing, Kyle? I just want to make sure the breathing.
You can hear the breathing.
You
can hear the little. Greg, you want to milk me?
Good show.
If Silence would shut the fuck up, I could hear you better.
We got that awkward silence trying to interfere with this conversation. So, I guess people need to know the difference between single camera and multi-camera. Single camera, really, in the sitcom world, started kind of showing up in the 2000s, I guess. Yeah. Like, at least kind of blossoming into their own thing. Because in the 90s, there was nothing but multi-camera, like Roseanne, Cheers, Coach, Friends, Roseanne again.
Right.
Roseanne's coming back, right?
She is, yeah. That's my Roseanne impression. All right. But this does mean How I Met Your Mother, one of our favorite shows, one of our favorite comedies, period, is excluded from this list.
Unfortunately.
But everything here is like 2000s and old, newer.
Yeah.
That's what's funny about this list.
It's good because something else will have a chance to win.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean...
That's true, yeah.
So it's not just like between Seinfeld and, something obvious with the multicam.
Right.
Which we'll probably do sometime down the line.
I wouldn't mind it,
all I can think of is 90s shit and the dumb shit that Chuck Lorre is doing, like Big Bang Theory, Two and a Half Men, Two Broke Girls. Thank God it got canceled. Sorry.
Good job. There's justice in this world.
Sorry for hating that show, everybody.
I've never been...
I do call
Never
it
be sorry for hating that show.
No.
So we're gonna start off the list. I don't know who the fuck goes first. Eeny, meeny, miny. JD, go first.
Shit. All right.
Shit.
Well, I know this is single camera. We touched briefly on this one before when we did the TV recurrent episodes. Bored to Death is my number 10.
Oh, nice.
So I had to give that one some love, dude. I love that show so much.
Yeah.
Wait, which Bored to Death?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome! I've made sure I heard you right. Good. I'm glad someone's ripping that.
And we've talked about it before, but I love just the noir feel, the detective stuff, just the shenanigans that all of them get into. It's Galifianakis.
Galifianakis.
Killing it.
I can't do a Galifianakis impression. You got to sound a little congested when you talk like Galifianakis.
Yeah.
I can't do it. It's really hard.
It's Ethan Tremblay. Dude, he's great in that show. Much better than Baskets, actually.
Yeah, Baskets relies a lot on its
being weird.
This is quirky, therefore
yeah,
it is
exactly.
Fun.
This
It
is an
started
eccentric
great.
comedy. You may not get it, and that's okay. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, there were actual jokes in the first season.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
There's something about the brother character that bothers me.
Yeah. I think it's Zach Galifianakis. Is it Zach
Yeah,
Galifianakis?
it's Chip and Dale.
Oh my god!
His brother's Dale.
I did not get that it was the same person playing. I'm just kidding.
I'm like, Jeff.
To say, I'm like, they didn't. Okay.
Come on.
Yeah. It's a bit. Okay.
I was watching the stand-up special that he did where he was just playing his twin brother with Fugees and Funyuns.
Fugees and Funyuns.
And I legitimately was like, "Oh, he has a twin brother. That's really cool. That's nice.
That's adorable.
That's
Didn't
really
know
cool." Yeah, because I didn't know anything about the dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bored to Death is a good pick. I'm glad it got represented, even though I don't watch the show, but it's an underdog.
Yeah. It's an underdog.
It is underdog. Yeah, absolutely.
And it beat out some heavyweights for me.
I'll go next if you want, Kyle,
That's fine. Yeah.
or if you don't care.
I don't care.
All right, cool. All right, so my number 10 is I'm not happy with this at all, to be honest with you. Like literally, god damn it, I just don't like this at all. I don't like my order.
Is it the one?
This is the one I don't like because anything else could be here and it's just as good. Anyway, Veep is on a run right now, and that's my number 10 because their writing is just next level funny. Like every word out of somebody's mouth is a goddamn joke, and it moves a story along. It always furthers the story. It's never just like so I said that, but it's not like that. It's just there was a quote that I posted on like Twitter or something. That was a Veep quote, and I can't even remember what it was yet now. But he compared somebody's mouth to an asshole and said before you spew out the next corn covered nugget from your from that asshole you call a mouth. Let me tell you something or whatever. And it's just everything's so I don't know. It's just like the writing's just like that. It's just smart. Potty humor. It's really, really smart potty humor.
Okay.
The characters are on par with the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia characters.
Okay.
In terms of likability.
Okay. So they're likable and equally despicable?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Exactly.
Okay.
Very good.
You love following these people because
Perfect.
even though they're all terrible, and they're all dicks to each other, even though they're like a close knit family.
Okay.
All right.
4 seasons in?
5, I think, or 6 even.
Got a lot of catching up to do.
And that's the thing too. Like the arc, like there's arcs to each season, and it ends completely like last season ended unexpectedly to where I was like, is this the show over? Like I legitimately thought it was a series finale, and then when they got renewed, I was like, oh, that's crazy. Like I didn't see that coming. Yeah, so I mean, each season has it's not just comedy for comedy's sake. It's not one episode little nuggets, which It's Always Sunny always does, and they're great at it. And they're much higher on my list. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But still, it's just they're hitting their stride, man. They really are. So Kyle, what's your number 10?
My number 10 is also on HBO. It's a little show called Eastbound and Down.
Ooh.
Fuck yeah, honorable mention.
Me too.
Good. I'm glad.
Any fucking
powers.
I really like this show, and I think it's hilarious. I've gone back to it multiple times and revisited it, and it just sticks up. I don't know, like this show does a really good job of being really funny, really dark, really inappropriate, and kind of like serious in some moments. So it gets serious like in some episodes or whatever. And that's a hard like mishmash of things to kind of pull off or whatever. And man, I just think it's hilarious. I think it's one of the funnier comedies that are out there. And I don't know. I don't really have much else to say about it. Y'all have anything to add?
I love that. I love that show. Dude.
I love the cameos on that show too.
Yeah, fantastic.
Great cameos. And you can tell that just a lot of it's like improv. Like, especially when Will Ferrell, like, that guy had no script. It's like Will Ferrell walks on stage and just says stuff. Like, that's probably what the script said, you know? Like, So, I just love how that's just a fun show. It's just a fun energy to that show. And just horribly inappropriate sometimes. And you gotta have that. You gotta have it.
But he's so endearing at the same time. Like, he always redeems himself. As big of a piece of shit that he portrays in any given situation, he's always got that moment where you're like, all right, Kenny, you're not so bad.
Yeah, you're not so bad.
You're good. You're a good guy underneath there somewhere.
And I like his dumb friend too. I love him.
Yeah, Clegg. I was just about to say that. His friend Clegg. Oh my god, ridiculous. Yeah,
funny stuff. Did you watch Vice Principals with he and Walton Goggins?
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
it's a little more mean spirited somehow. But I still enjoy it. I still think it's fun. It started better for me than Eastbound and Down did. Like,
it started right away. Yeah. Well, yeah, with the flag raising ceremony thing. That shit was so fucking priceless. Yeah.
Had a lot of funny shit in there. And again, more cameos that are great.
Yeah, absolutely.
I should have brought some napkins. I guess I can have the dog lick my fingers. Sorry, guys, I was eating a wing.
Weird. It's pretty weird. It's just a little pup play. No big deal.
So, JD, what is your number?
Reno 911 is my number 9.
Oh my god, we're fucking... No way.
Mine, that's my number 9 too.
That's my number 9.
Is it all my number 9?
There's no way that happened.
1, 2, 3.
Did we become best friends?
Triple.
Oh my god.
Wait.
That's awesome.
Wait, hold on. We have to do something special for this.
Okay.
Yeah, something has to happen.
Ooh-wee.
What's up with that? What's up with that?
I said, what's up
with that?
But no, for real. I cannot believe that.
That's cool.
Not only is it number 9 in the goddamn show.
The probability of that happening, is completely impossible. That's so crazy to me. All the shows in the world.
Yeah, all the shows, all the 11 I have in my honorable mentions.
Yeah, I have 15 in my honorable mentions. So yeah, that's crazy to me.
That's fucking crazy.
What
if it happens again?
And what if it does, right? Dude, the rest of the list is all fucking good.
It's very possible. It's actually very possible.
I mean, I know where mine deviates from Jeff's because I didn't end up seeing his.
Yeah.
So I know we're one off in a couple.
I sent you mine to give you an idea of where things what a single cam show is and what the best ones could be, and it's a
lot of options, dude.
There were.
It was crazy. Just to even narrow it down to a pool of 30 to pick from was very hard for me.
It was very challenging.
It was for me as well.
And I ended up kind of cutting back based on they haven't proved themselves quite yet, you know, in terms of new shows.
Right.
Master of None wasn't in there until season 2.
Silicon Valley, a prime example of that. I love that show.
That's an honorable mention for me.
But let's see how it develops because I feel like that show's just still coming into itself.
I agree. Yeah. Even if Kyle, sorry if you're gonna mention it later, I don't mean to.
Sorry.
Wait. No, we'll see.
Well, hey,
you never know.
We'll see.
Never know, guys.
With this show. All right.
So what's your number 8 then? Because fuck that show. No, I'm kidding. We're number 1. We got
seriously.
We got to talk about Reno.
Dude, doing the Dangle. Come on. Dangle's one of the best characters in comedy on television.
Period. Yeah.
And just a slam dunk cast all the way around. We talked about that one before in the reboot episode, didn't we?
I think so. Yeah.
It was Kyle.
Yeah, it was.
I'm pretty sure I brought it up. Yeah.
Mark tell you about it, Kyle? He was like,
yeah,
maybe bring up Reno 911, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
As soon as you said it, both me and JD perked up. We were like, "Yeah, that's a really fucking good idea."
Yeah.
It landed in our brackets, I think. So
it did. Yeah.
So I got a lot of love for that show, dude. It's one that I could watch any episode from any season, anytime it's on, or just
absolutely. And I will too. Narrative. And I love it whenever Comedy Central's doing a late night block of it. And you're why? But who cares? I'm watching it. You know?
Yeah, and it's uncensored. Love it.
Yeah,
it's just like when they air Cops uncensored sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's funny, yeah. I didn't put that together.
Yeah. Same reasons that you mentioned. That's why it's my number 9. I put it up there because you can literally pick it up at any episode, and it's because it's so easy to convince myself to revisit it.
Yeah.
Out of a majority of the ones in my list, the other ones just are more either profound or their jokes hit harder. But Reno is one of those things where if I stumble across it on Hulu or whatever streaming platform, I'm like, you know what?
I could do that.
I'm just gonna put that on. I don't even give a shit. I'll start it over.
Right.
I don't give a
It's
shit.
one of the most watchable shows of all time. One that's just easily digestible and you just get right. You can even watch it in mid episode. You're not missing anything.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I love how it spawned so many careers, or it seemed to at least. I know a lot of them kind of still get bit parts and stuff.
Yeah.
like a Cedric Yarbrough and stuff. He's kind of still doing the bit parts,
right?
But he's still funny as shit, though.
God, yeah,
he was funny in 40-Year-Old Virgin. He played a parent in one of the sex council things.
Yes.
Like, how do I get my daughter to stop having her period? Something like that.
You want your daughter to stop menstruating?
Yes.
Yeah. My daughter, is he the one that's like, my daughter, for lack of a better word, is dumb.
Yeah.
And then of course, Thomas Lennon is like, he's honestly like the one the glue that kept the show together. Even when three of them left or whatever. And then you had a few kind of recognizable faces from the state come in.
And also from like Upright Citizens Brigade. Yeah,
right, those type of people. Which was fine. That season was still watchable for me, and I still laughed quite a bit. They were kind of repeating bits at a certain point.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of Dangle having his bike stolen creatively.
Yeah.
That's just one of my favorite recurring bits of his.
So, from Eastbound and Down, his like weird little friend that comes with them everywhere?
Yeah.
Like he's a reoccurring character on Reno 911 also.
He is, that's right.
Oh,
he's got a bit like where he always shows up with like no pants, and they're like, you need to put pants on, and this is what I say in real life all the time, like out of context because I have Tourette's or whatever. He's like, no, you put your pants on, you put your pants on, and it's got Coke all over his nose.
Yes,
that's right.
It is sounding familiar now.
That's fucking great.
You put your pants on.
There was one scene where like it was near the end of the show where Dangle and I think it was Garcia are in a car together, or is it maybe it was the other guy with the mustache?
Yeah.
With the bulletproof vest outside of his fucking clothes.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Junior,
thank you. Maybe it was them. Whenever they got stuck inside of a cop car or whatever, and it was like snowed, and they had to like get naked and cuddle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And didn't they kiss? And Dangle was like, "What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?" One of my favorite reactions of his. What the fuck was that?
Yeah. That's awesome, dude.
It's so great. Yeah, one of my favorites to revisit, especially on the uncensored DVDs that finally started coming out. People can hate on the movie all they want, but if you like Reno 911, then you're gonna like the movie.
It's an hour and a half long episode. It's great, and The Rock dies at the very beginning, and it's hilarious.
Yes, I did love that. Do we have anything else to add, or do we want to save it for the bracket?
Let's save it for the bracket.
Cool. Okay. Because I have a feeling we're gonna have to fend off some heavy hitters
maybe
for that one. It might not even last the first bracket. Who knows? So, JD, with that said, what's your number 8?
Flight of the Conchords for me.
That's just kidding. I haven't seen it yet.
Is that your number?
Hard
8?
on men for me. I'm so happy that you put this in your list, man.
Yeah,
because I wanted that in my 10, to be honest.
I had to get it up in there.
Had to get rid of it in there.
Yeah, I love that show, dude. I could listen to the music. Too many mother uckers. Get in my shed. Too many mother uckers. You gotta watch that show, Jeff.
I really do. I'm told to watch it all the time.
Somewhat familiar with some of the music.
Mm-hmm.
I know you quoted Business Time one time, and I was like,
yeah, because I have a friend that used to like watch it all the time, and he played that song at open mics.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you've never seen the music video or anything? Mm-hmm. Well, the music video is, I guess, just part of an episode, but it's great.
Oh man,
good stuff. And it's one of the
Such
first
a good
few episodes.
Yeah, I'm definitely missing out.
You're really missing out.
The manager character, I can't remember the actor's name, but he's that guy that's like, what?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Jermaine.
Yeah.
Is he from the IT crowd?
Let's do this.
No, hold on.
He was
been
in
something else.
Jim Carrey movie. Yes Man.
He was in Yes Man. Well, then I definitely don't know who he is, unless it's just Taika Waititi, because he's
it probably
no,
he's
it's not
been
him.
in the show.
No.
Okay,
it's not him. No.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm glad you know. That means you've watched like other shit that Taika Waititi's done, and I love that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's the like Dracula looking vampire.
Yeah.
I love that movie so much.
I do too.
Reese Darby.
Reese Darby. We're not
Reese Darby.
We're werewolves, not swearwolves.
Right.
Yeah.
He's their oblivious manager that just books them in the fucking weirdest gigs.
He's New Zealand, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But they're great, man. I love Jermaine and
Jermaine is great.
Yeah.
Holy shit, he's great.
Yeah, he's great.
So my favorite episode of that show is the episode where they give all the dogs epilepsy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they give them a seizure or whatever. Her name was Bra Bra. Her name was Bra Bra. No one's called Bra Bra, but that's what her name was.
Kristen Shaw's in this too. Do you like her?
Yeah, she's funny.
Yeah,
she's
I
in
think that
Last
was,
Man on Earth. Yeah.
That was one of
30
her
Rock?
first notable
Rock,
roles, I think, actually.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because I don't remember seeing her much before 30 Rock, and this was after 30 Rock.
Right.
Or before 30 Rock, sorry. Flight of the Conchords was before 30 Rock, and I don't remember seeing her since. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, whatever.
She did
I
South
fucked up
Park.
saying that, but you know what I'm saying.
Know what I'm saying?
She did writing on South Park. I didn't know that.
She did?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
According
Get
to
outta here.
IMDb,
No idea.
yeah.
According
she
to
did
IMDb.
consultant work, so like probably what Bill Hader did for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bill Hader.
He's just in on the room.
He's just like...
Well, that's what they do. They just
Back
sit in on
home.
they just sit in on the table reads or whatever, and just input or whatever. And that's
Right.
give me that job. I'd
we
be
just
great.
immediately started quoting Superman, JD and I. Attack of the Clones. Anyway,
That's great.
Bill Hader was on South Park too. Yeah, and I don't know that he ever left yet.
No, he's still. I think he's still.
Consulting
Is
can mean a
involved.
variety of things. In the same way that he consulted for BB-8's voice. So, you know,
He is BB-8, bro.
he is, dude. Him and Ben Schwartz got in that studio together,
And made magic.
ass to mouth, and made BB-8 sounds.
Human centipeded that shit.
Sorry, we cut you off with the Flight of the Conchords. Did you have anything else to add?
No, man. I mean, that's
Okay.
just one of my favorite shows. I need to give it a rewatch because it's been forever. I listen to the music all the time, though.
I need to give it a debut watch, a
Yeah.
debut Jeff
You
watch.
really need to.
a
I think you
debut.
would really like it, man.
Yeah, I think you're gonna like it.
And I'm sure
it's
that
quirky.
it's still on.
It's quirky, yeah. It's exactly
Amazon
what it is.
Prime. Yeah, and I like that, and it sounds like kind of like a comedy of errors type situation where you're describing the dogs getting the dogs a.
Well, yeah, because they're playing
Yeah.
a benefit for dogs with epilepsy, and they just so happen to play an EDM concert, which gives them epilepsy. It's just,
Right.
you know,
So
a
it's kind of
farce,
like It's
you know?
Always Sunny type
It's,
shit. Yeah.
it's one of those things
Yeah.
where something innocent or just casually mentioned at the beginning of the episode has huge implications later.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
It
that's
seems like it's up my alley, but it also has like weird ass music in it.
it's pretty
Like
good
funny
music,
music,
though.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's great
It's
music,
good
yeah.
quality stuff. Like I'd go see them live, man.
Me too.
I would
Yeah,
totally go
shit.
see them live.
That's a recommendation if I've ever heard one. So my number 8's gonna break a lot of hearts because I couldn't put it any higher. I feel really, really bad about this. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is my number
Ooh.
8.
What?
What? He said- what? Just
God,
We're gonna,
wrap this up
we're gonna
soon,
rename
'cause
Charlie Work
I'm
Jeff
over
Work
it.
now. That's bullshit.
I didn't jump on. I didn't jump on this.
Jeff work, yeah.
I didn't jump on this show until a couple years. I was still working at my last employer. You guys know who I'm talking. I'm trying not to name drop them.
Yeah.
Anyway, because somebody there was like best comedy, like they legitimately were like best comedy of all time, like ever made. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and I was like, see, this is why I don't watch the show because people like you keep saying that.
sensationalize it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I watched it, and the first couple seasons were like, okay, but then
Right.
when you keep watching, it gets so monumentally
After
better.
season,
they
it's like
hit
4
a
or
stride.
5. 4 or 5 is really when they
Yeah.
start really hitting.
They hit a stride, and then they haven't stopped improving since.
No.
Which, how do you do that in season fucking 11?
Dude.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
That's amazing.
Charlie Day is fucking brilliant as a writer.
Yeah.
He's so brilliant, yeah.
He's fantastic, dude.
They're so great with each other. Like,
Yeah.
they're clearly just making shit up
Oh,
around
there's
each
so
other.
much improv.
Yes, so much.
Yeah.
So much improv, D. So much improv.
You have to watch. You have to watch all the the outtakes and stuff because there's tons of them, obviously.
yeah.
But I mean, it's just clear that as soon as they say "and roll camera," they're just fucking riffing.
Yeah.
They're all trying to get to one place, but they're all talking. That's why they all talk simultaneously because they're all legitimately just saying shit on the spot.
Yeah.
And whenever one of them breaks, it's because they heard what the other one said. It's
Right.
just they always make each other laugh. They, like I said, they massively improved. You mentioned what show was it we were talking about? Where it was it the one Kyle talked? Kyle, what was your number 10 again? It was Eastbound and Down.
Eastbound? Yeah.
Yeah, where they get these characters are really shitty. They do really shitty things, and then they have like those moments like in last season. Spoiler alert for anybody that hadn't seen it. Where Mac is gay or something. He's
Right.
like, I think I'm gay, guys, and they were
Yeah.
all just. It was just kind of like the show's version of Poignant, I guess.
Yeah.
Where it was just kind of sweet or whatever, and they're just kind of like, I mean, I don't dislike him because he's gay. I dislike him because he's mad. He's a piece of shit.
It's finally not a joke
Right.
anymore. It's just
Right.
it's a thing that
yeah.
we all knew.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. But the fact that they went there and it didn't feel like, oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
come on. When did you become all serious? And they didn't really take it too seriously.
No,
Like, they were still like,
They
fuck
didn't
that guy.
care about it like they don't
Didn't
care about
yeah,
anything
they're
else.
Like, fuck them. Who cares?
Shit happens, they're on to the next scheme.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful
Yeah.
part.
Yeah, I love that, and I love the inclusion. I'm not sure, was he immediately on Danny DeVito? Because I don't remember him
No,
being
he was
No.
late in season 1.
He came in halfway
Or
through
season
season
2.
1, yeah.
Brilliant addition.
Somewhere in there.
And it seems like this role is just tailor-made for him.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally like
Yeah.
he's playing himself.
Well, I think you... I didn't start watching the show until season 2.
Okay.
Okay.
So I was almost there at the beginning or whatever.
I jumped on at season 8 because I remember watching when that premiered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I watched
late,
1 and 2 on DVD, and then I started watching it on air. After
It was all on Netflix already.
I
so
ran
that's
out
where
and
I
bought
watched it.
season 1, like on DVD or whatever, and to prep for 2, or maybe it was season 1. Were they on the same DVD? I forget.
Seasons
might have
1
been
and 2
because
were
they
on the
were
same
short.
because it was only
So
a 6
so I didn't
episode
start
first
watching
season.
until season 3 was airing, but I watched season 1 and 2 first on DVD. I was like, oh, this show looks really funny, and I went out to Walmart and bought the DVD or whatever.
I do have to admit that the placement of the shows that are higher, there's a lot of them that are sentimental.
Yeah,
Especially the one
yes.
that's above, like right above It's Always Sunny for me. And you'll hear it and you go, Jeff, come on. But it's just sentimental, just trust me. I've cried so many times at the next one I'm about to mention. Good cries, and it's funny as shit. Anyway, Kyle's next. So what's your number 8, Ocho?
My number 8, I say it on this podcast a lot, it's Spaced. Love me some Edgar Wright.
Wow.
Love it.
On men.
Just a fun show,
watched
man. What's up?
You watched it, JD?
No, out of respect.
Oh.
I
Out of
watched-
respect, he put it as on man.
Yeah,
That's fucking, come on.
I have Veep as an on men out of respect.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to acknowledge that I know these are good shows, right?
Yeah,
You're just missing out on them.
I'm just
Okay,
missing out
gotcha.
on them.
So, yeah, I mean, I just really like this show. It's just Edgar Wright through and through, and it's short-lived, so it's really easy to go back to and watch them all real quick and feel really fulfilled and get something really funny out of it. And just shot really well. It's got that, like I said, it's like watching Shaun of the Dead, but in TV format. Those quick edit shots and those, just really interesting things that he does. It's his style, I just really enjoy that show. And the characters in that are ridiculous.
Yeah.
You don't really see a lot of them go on to do other things, at least that I was watching.
Mm-hmm.
I know a few of them did, but when they're all together in this show, it's ridiculous. And like, I can only imagine what it's like living in that pad, like all together with all these fucking cartoon characters, and just the things that they get into. It's sometimes kind of like scrubs this like fantasy type stuff where they're like doing flashbacks or like like fantasy scenarios or whatever. But it's just also kind of a grounded comedy about buds, So it's just fun.
I think JD's next, right? You number 7?
My number 7?
Yeah.
Mine?
Yeah, because we're on 7, right? I swear to God, we're on 7, right?
You already did your number 8, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did.
You did.
I did.
You did it. The good bumper.
De Niro says you did it.
Oh, you're gonna stick with the De Niro thing, huh? I don't get it until I look up. Yeah.
Visuals needed. Sorry, audience.
I have It's Always Sunny at my number 7.
Oh.
So.
Oh, okay, so you can't really... Yeah, that's why you weren't like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
When I said, all right,
Right.
gotcha.
I mean,
Well,
I
y'all
appreciate
are going to be really weirded out with whatever I have to say for my number 6.
yeah, for everything we've talked about, man, it's a good show. I'll save it for the bracket because it's kind of, I don't know, it might be kind of like a middle of the road seed on the bracket.
It could be, but
Based
that
on
means
placement.
it's probably going to go far because of its legacy and
Usually.
That's true.
whatnot,
That's true.
and how much better it continues to get. All right. So if you're just going to maintain silence on that,
yeah.
My number 7 is probably I'm going to be the only one probably with this on my list.
Okay.
My number 7, for sentimental reasons and because I've rewatched it 18 gazillion times, is The Office.
Okay.
The U.S. version.
Okay.
Steve Carell.
All right.
You know what? I'm actually in the middle of like my 4th rewatch, and I still haven't finished season 9 because like it tapers off completely when Steve Carell leaves.
Yeah, I stopped watching after that.
Yeah,
I couldn't-
exactly.
Couldn't
It's just
really do the Will
why?
Ferrell thing.
Yeah, it's just why.
Yeah.
They tried like too hard with that shit.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be grounded in reality, and that just takes me further away when they put Will Ferrell in there. You know what I mean? Because Steve Carell, when he started that show, wasn't really known as the Steve Carell that he's known as now.
He was the Daily Show.
Yeah, he had the Daily Show stuff and
Bruce Almighty. That's it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Bruce
He
Almighty.
he was in the first
That
one.
movie
That's
sucked,
right.
so.
What?
Yes.
The first Bruce Almighty? Are you sure you're not
Yeah.
thinking of Evan Almighty?
Yeah, Evan Almighty sucks, which is about Steve Carell.
I'm thinking the whole Almighty series just
Oh
sucks.
my god, Bruce Almighty's funny. Whatever.
Go back and watch it and tell me that.
Okay, that's a good point. 18-year-old Jeff liked it.
Yeah.
Fine.
It's got Morgan Freeman as God. We got Morgan Freeman as the president in Deep Impact, and then God and Bruce Almighty.
There's only one place else to go after president. God. So.
Yeah. There you go.
Jim Carrey, I'm God. All right.
Now you're God. Now you sucked at being God. The end. Yeah, the movie sucked. Anyways, let's go.
I will not let you have the last word on it. It doesn't suck. Anyway, Steve Carell's great.
That's
the first season really kind of didn't hit people the right way in The Office because a lot of it was just literal redos of Ricky Gervais' show, which should by all means be up here instead because that's a lot of people's favorites. Like that.
Yeah.
Extras is an honorable mention. The Office really isn't because I fell more in love with the characters that they ended up creating for the NBC show. Because they were around longer, obviously.
Right.
But yeah, then they just like ventured like way out there in terms of like comedy gold. Season 2 the premiere was Steve Carell, like he was handing out like awards for like, hottest whatever. I don't know. Like awards. They were questionable awards, obviously, because that's Steve Carell's entire character is Michael Scott's character is like he's always going over the line as to what a boss should do just to try and go for really hard for the joke.
Right.
So yeah, they really like hit their stride like immediately, and then it just kept getting better and better. And then like season 6 and 7, as I was watching them, and this was like Steve Carell's like last 2 seasons. As I was watching them when they were airing, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know about this. And then when I go back and watch them, I'm like, damn it, I miss Steve Carell. Yeah. And I'm laughing at all these other jokes that I missed the first time because I just got fatigue, I guess, from watching just nonstop shows. I mean, we're kind of in that right now where it's like every night we have to watch 3 or 4 shows.
Dude, it's getting crazy.
That's all my life is. I'm just trying to play games, and I'm like, dude, I've got like 4 1-hour shows that came on tonight that I got to like check off.
Exactly, and it wasn't any different when The Office was airing, like for me. So to go back and rewatch this on Netflix, it's almost kind of like I'm watching for the first time on occasion. Cool. Jim and Pam's wedding. Cried like a baby.
Yeah,
totally.
Oh, spoilers! They got married.
Then there were other scenes too with season 2 when he told her that he loved her. Cried like a bitch because he was friend zoned hard.
Yeah,
the first season and second season.
Yeah,
and then he like goes like he's doing like this single tiered confession, which just automatically heartbreaking. I'm like, yeah, cried like a bitch during that. She's like, he's like, you know how I feel about you, and she's like, I can't, I'm with so and so, but we can still be friends. And he's like, nope, not doing that. Yeah. And I'm like, I've been that fucking guy. Yeah. We've been that guy. You know what I mean?
So sure. Like, everybody has.
Yeah. And then when he comes back upstairs to kiss her, and then the fucking season, it just ends right there, and you got to wait a fucking like 6 months for the next episode. Jesus Christ, man, what a cliffhanger.
Yeah. And isn't that when he goes to a different office afterwards? He moves to...
Yeah, he does, and that's when Ed Helms
I've seen all the way through that season.
Yeah, Ed Helms comes in, Rashida Jones
comes in there too, yeah.
I love season 3, especially when like when they try to integrate the 2 offices together, and Steve Carell pretends to be a dude from prison.
Oh, Prison Mike! Yes! You know what the worst thing about prison is? It's the Dementors! That's one of my favorite lines of Michael's ever, dude, because it's so ridiculous. Like, he just heard that word in passing. It was like, that's something that's in prison. The Dementors. He's got a do-rag on.
He does. He has a do-rag on, but like he still has the whole suit. He didn't change his outfit. Oh my god, it's so ridiculous.
I'm glad you brought that up, dude. That's one of my favorites.
That one's a good one. And then the one where like this is right before he leaves, they finally make his movie that he wrote a script for.
Oh yeah.
And they like read the script aloud jokingly when Michael was away, I think buying a condo or something.
Right.
And mistakenly eagerly buying a condo.
Right.
And then like so they made this movie and it's really shitty. They're all wearing like the older clothes from when they were, I don't know, it was filmed the way that it kind of looked back in season 2.
Okay.
It was very interesting to see that, like to see John Krasinski with that season 2 wig and it looks seamless or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, the jokes it was so fucking bad. It was funny. Like that's why.
Right.
Oh my god, it was like it was perfect because you unmistakably Michael Scott wrote that. Like unmistakably because it's so fucking bad. But he doesn't realize it's funny. That's the thing. Like that's his character. Yeah. Everybody got it. He would always get offended whenever he would catch somebody laughing at it. But man, it's so fucking funny. That's a go-to episode if people are like kind of like not really are kind of put off by that show. I'm kind of like, I mean, you might need a little context, a little bit, but they kind of explain it to you in Talking Heads anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that video is so fucking stupid. It's so funny. And his hatred of Toby, the HR guy, for no reason at all, is genius. I love that dynamic between the two.
It's good
Why
stuff.
are you the way that you are? That's my favorite. Like, why? He's Michael, you can't do that. That's
Can't do
just...
that.
That's
Dead eyes, dude.
That's sexual harassment. Why are you the way that you are?
Oh, man.
It's so great. Okay, sorry for the Office rant. Anyway, Kyle, what's your number 7?
My number 7 is probably going to piss everybody off, and everyone can shove it. It's low, and I hate that it's so low. It's Louie. Wish it was higher.
Okay.
Wish it could be higher.
That's not as low as I thought it was going to be. I thought you were going to be like, 10, Louie!
Yeah. Number 10, Louie. Fuck you, Jeff. I really like this show, but I have a feeling we're going to be talking about it later, so in the interest of moving things along, I'll talk about it whenever we're talking about it later.
Not that much later, though. So, JD, what's your number 6?
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Number 6 for me, too!
Oh, shit.
Very happy.
Well, I guess
you
I
guys
kind of
put
knew
the show
that,
on
but...
here. You guys know it? Oh, y'all synchronized again. That's awesome.
That was unintentional. I switched that and my number 5 around a couple different times and eventually put number 5 up above it. But, dude, I love Larry David. We've talked about it before because I talk about Seinfeld a lot because that is legit one of my favorite old school comedies. I love him a lot. That fucking show is funny as shit. And it just...
I think I need to... Because I like Curb so much right now,
Yeah.
I think I need to start over Seinfeld.
You do.
Yeah.
You will like Seinfeld so much more now if you are enjoying Curb Your Enthusiasm. I totally will die on that hill.
Because Costanza is just his catharsis of himself at that time.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that show.
Yeah, George. Now that you mention that, George is totally Larry David.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
And Jerry's just Jerry, of course.
Well,
What's
Jerry's
the
like,
deal with George being Larry?
I just got through season 3, I think, of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I haven't even finished it, and that's how high this show is.
Yeah.
I'm not even caught up to the show.
So you haven't watched all of it ever?
No.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm still on season 4.
I think I've done
and this
so
show
good.
blew me the fuck away to the point it's that high for me.
I've done 2 full watches, but it's been a while.
And it's coming back,
Yeah.
so you're
I've
going to have to
done one
rewatch
full-
it.
I've done one full watch.
That's another HBO thing that...
Yeah.
Because Veep was going to be my next big HBO thing to really sink my teeth into, because that's still...
I still think it should be,
thing.
especially because the seasons are short.
Okay.
Half hour, 8 episodes.
Good thing I got a week off with nothing
Yeah.
to fucking do.
Yeah, I wonder what you're going to do.
I don't know.
Laugh your ass off at Veep the whole time? It's so good, dude.
design the
And
geostation.
Jonah is one of the... Oh my god, he's such a good character because all they do... He's like the dude that everybody mercilessly makes fun of.
Okay.
In the
Nice.
meanest ways.
Who plays him?
He's Jerry.
Jerry, except he is actually a dickhead.
Oh,
But
okay.
he doesn't let it like ruin his confidence ever.
Okay.
He's just always a dick, and people just make fun of him no matter what. What show is this again? Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yeah, dude, like literally started. It couldn't have been this year. It was. I guess it was this year, man.
Wow,
It started
man,
this
that's
year.
crazy to me.
And
I
being
would've-
30, I am just way more cynical now of people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me
All
oh,
the time.
And
I hit
that's
my
the thing.
cynical
I wonder
stride
if
at
I would have liked
26.
this show when I was younger because I just started watching this show. I saw like the first few seasons, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But I just recently finished all of the rest of it, like just this year, or late last year, early this year. So it's pretty like new to me, I would say, and I'm wondering if I went back 10 years ago, like because how many seasons are there?
8,
Yeah, 8.
I think.
So it's
Eight or
almost,
nine.
but there were like a few years in between some of the seasons, right?
Oh yeah, there's a couple in between. Like the
Yeah,
later
yeah.
ones,
So like we're talking like 10 years ago, like 20-year-old Kyle. Like I think I wouldn't have liked this. I had too much light and soul in my
exactly.
eyes and in my heart. So, but now 30-year-old Kyle who just is fucking over it.
Yeah, I'm fucking over it.
Yeah,
It's
like I
perfect.
really
That could
resonate
be
with
the
the show in
title
every
of the
way,
show.
and wish that I could be as brash and as crass as he is. You know,
Yes.
just like I'm just gonna say whatever I fucking feel like right now.
Yeah. It's,
'cause I'm
I
not-
just got through the episode where they get the restaurant and it's opening night and they have to emergency hire a chef who has Tourette's.
Oh yeah.
And he starts letting it loose, letting the fucks and shits come out. Opening night when there's all these like heavy people with big wallets there.
Right.
Yeah.
Investors and stuff are there, and so like everybody kind of just stops dead when they hear the fuck, shit, ass, and all this stuff. Cock. So Larry takes it upon himself to cuss too, and then everybody else joins in, and then it turns out like suddenly that's like the image of the restaurant now is like
Right.
that's the place you can shout profanities.
Right.
And it ends with like everybody saying cock and shit and ass and all these horrible things, and Larry's just kind of crossing his arms, going, "Yeah, I did this. Yeah, good for me." It's so fucking great. I really need to get into season 4, man. It's one of those things where like now I'm in a How I Met Your Mother binge again. Again.
Yeah. What a hole to fall in. Yeah.
No, because once you start, you legitimately cannot stop.
Dude, it's an addiction.
It is.
It is, yeah. I gotta know how he meets that mom.
Right.
No, and once I meet her, I want to see her sing shit, and she's great. I love her.
I just started season 8, and when I watched the Farhampton episode, the first one, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna watch the one. I'm just gonna watch
the one times 12.
Yeah, and then the Umbrella comes out, and then by the next day, I'm on episode 13 of the season.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's right.
Curb, great, a new love I'm cool. Very, very fond of.
I'm
and
glad...
it's just hitting every personal note for me.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm just glad that you identify with it, because I got on the cynical train, like, I think at 25 or 26, and that's when I was like,
it's like little
okay,
things.
this
Like somebody
cool.
makes a sound with their voice, or somebody makes a sound like, I haven't gotten to the episode yet, but I watched a clip online where somebody's drinking something, and when they finish, they go, ah.
Yeah.
And he's like, what is that? What is that about?
Yeah.
What is that? It's just... He makes such a big deal about it, and but that's my brain 100% of the time. Will you shut the fuck up with it?
Yeah.
Once it's latched on to
What's
that one
going on
thing.
there?
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
So Kyle, what's your number 6?
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Ooh.
I can't really add anything more. I mean, y'all said it all. It's great. It's good. It got
Always
better
Sunny.
and better. It just kept on getting better.
It did.
And they're not afraid to use drug use in this show, and not afraid to do it's South Park live action. That's what the show is.
It really is, dude.
And it's not straying away from hitting any topic. It's going to hit every topic. You know it's going to hit every topic. That's why whenever it has that South Park effect where it's coming back, it's like, man, I can't wait to see what they're talking about this year. You know, like can't wait to see the episodes they tackle.
Exactly.
So it's just a lovely show, man. And I have heard it been called the criticism whenever I've hey, you should check out this show. Is that the show where everyone just screams at each other for 30 minutes? I'm like...
They talk over each other for 30 minutes? That was before I watched it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, kind of. It's kind of that, but you should watch it. You know, it's easy to, be, put off by, explaining it that way. Like, oh, they just scream at each other anytime. It's just people screaming at each other. I mean, yeah, but it's there's more nuances than that, I guess.
That adds rewatch value, because if you go and focus on any one of them within one of those screaming matches, they're saying coherent shit.
Yeah, they are.
It's so right. And
Shit.
it's hilarious shit, too, yeah.
Especially Charlie. I don't know why, but his little mutterings are the funniest.
They've become, and also I think their voices have become, or they've learned how to scale it back to where one of them says something that's a zinger.
Yeah.
And I don't know, they're good at trading off now.
Yeah.
When they first started doing it, it was just a lot of nonsense that they were saying.
Yeah.
You just got to power through, because it gets so much better.
For sure.
They really do hit a stride. They suddenly know how to make a show.
You are crackheads, children.
Yeah, you are crackheads, children.
That's a good Frank line.
JD is next with his number 5. We're at 5 already.
God,
Woo!
Breezing through it.
Kind of.
30.
Not really. Yeah, not really at all. Yeah.
God damn, it's been an hour, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's been.
My number 5 is 30 Rock, because that's,
jeez,
I mean,
so close.
one of the, I think one of the best ensemble casts on network television for a comedy.
Yep.
I agree.
Yep.
Through and through, because we mentioned How I Met Your Mother. That's got 5 people in that cast.
Yeah.
30 Rock's
and some revolving
10
guests.
people or whatever.
Yeah,
and it's just
and every one of them
matters.
is fucking amazing.
Yeah,
yes.
right. I'm never ugh, no, not this person.
Right.
You know, no, I'm excited for everybody to be on screen.
Like, who's the fat dude that everybody hates on that show? The writer?
Oh, is that Brian Posehn?
Jonah.
No.
Jonah.
No.
Jonas?
Not either. Lutz. Everybody.
Oh,
fucking
Lutz.
hates
Okay, yeah.
He's everybody's
the
least
guy that
favorite
wears the hats.
character.
Yeah.
And anytime that he said anything, people were just like, ugh. And I'm like, yeah, that's on purpose. You're not supposed to like this character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's,
right.
He's impossible. He's an imbecile. He's impossible to like. Anyway, sorry.
Tracy Morgan is also another total standout of this show, man. I can't do a good Tracy Morgan without offending everybody.
Literally everybody, yes.
So I'm not even going to try. So took me 19 podcast episodes, but I finally had some restraint.
Oh, Jesus. We're going to talk about 30 Rock some more, for sure.
Cool, good. It's one that I've only seen all the way through one time.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely needs a rewatch here pretty soon, but it's near the bottom of my rewatch list.
Learn how to speak.
I have rewatched that show maybe 3 times in the last 2 years. So
damn,
it'll be a little while before I revisit it again. But that just shows how much I love it. I was in just in that mood, I guess. It's just great comedy.
Cool.
By the way, our podcast is a lot like It's Always Sunny, I think.
Oh yeah,
because we do we all have thoughts at the same time. We end up saying them.
that's true.
Sure.
We're just like, fuck it, go for it, just say it. Who cares? Who cares? Make them listen. All right.
That's what they're here for.
So my number 5, because this top 5 is fucking the best comedies around for me.
Same here. My solid 5.
Like the literal best comedies around. It's Louie.
Nice.
Louie is my number 5.
Sweet.
Not far off from you, Kyle. So I definitely didn't resent you for putting him at 7.
I'm happy that so many other things made it in front of that because it made me really sad to put it so far down. So
yeah.
Because it's more artsy than some of maybe these other shows that we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think his show, the reason that I put it so higher up than the ones I already mentioned, is because of its relatability in a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
Like when, oh my God, somebody posted a screenshot of one of the episodes where remember when he went on a show to debate a Christian person about masturbating?
Oh yeah.
And it said in his subtitle, Louis C.K. Chronic Masturbator. Like
yes. Yes. Oh,
and he's like, in his Louis demeanor, he's just like, I just like it. It feels nice. You shouldn't judge me for this. It's just so great.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know what he's doing on the show. Like what? And he's being cornered. Like, yeah, would you agree that masturbating, it tends to make people more violent? And he's, no. he doesn't want to debate. He's just like, I just like masturbating.
Right.
Like,
yeah, that show's great.
That's a great episode. I totally almost forgot about that one.
That's great.
But he takes relatable to another level. I always think of the one from the recent season where he's sleeping in his apartment, and of course there's a garbage truck that pulls in right outside his apartment, and it feels like they're making as much noise as possible. They're literally like carelessly throwing shit around outside, and then they eventually like step into his apartment and they're walking around his apartment, and I'm like, that's exactly what that feels like sometimes. Yeah. It's like, shut the fuck up, people are sleeping.
Intrusion, yeah.
I love that.
Totally.
I love Louis so much. I love his stand-up too, and he puts that in the show.
Yep.
And this is very much like a dark Woody Allen type show.
Yeah.
In terms of like the dialogue and the storytelling, because there's a lot of like jazz in between, like a black and white type of monologuing.
Yeah.
That words nobody else says
Yeah.
in that specific order in the planet. But it just works on that show. The entire monologue of the overweight woman talking about being overweight, really, and like how the quote-unquote compliments people give her are just insulting.
Yeah.
Like the good for you compliments.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, yeah, fuck those people, man.
Right.
Like it's... And then when he goes to kiss her, goes to kiss her or whatever, she's like, you're clearly just doing this out of pity because I said all those things to you.
Right.
Just now. And talk about like, where does he get this from? Because this is literally like pulling the thoughts out of my head as the person is saying them in the scenario. I'm just not comfortable in that scenario at all, or even describing it.
He's just in touch with that awkwardness.
He fucking is,
he
dude.
He channels it so well.
Yeah. So.
So Kyle, what was your number 6 again?
It's Always Sunny.
It's Always Sunny. That's right. So what's your number 5?
Parks and Rec.
Ooh, holy shit, we are very close.
Ooh, so close. Parks and Rec, man. Love this show. Just revisited it recently. I think this is maybe my 3rd time revisiting it. This is my favorite revisit. So it's a show that just like grows with every visit. Another show where it's just like, look at this cast of characters, and there's so many great characters. And then maybe they take out some of the bad ones of the first season and put in your Adam Scotts and stuff like that, which are
dude with no personality.
Brilliant. Yeah, that fucking bland ass dude.
Mark Bland Danquist.
Yeah,
yeah, right.
So it does a good job of course correcting itself, whenever it has its very few shortcomings, and it's just a fucking hilarious show. And it gave us Chris Pratt, and we can all be happy about that,
It gave us many people.
Yeah, it gave us many people. Yeah,
many people.
Not to just single
Amy
him
Poehler was already somebody that you could put a show on and go, that makes sense.
Yeah.
By that point. But it gave us more of a Z's. Nobody knew who the fuck Nick Offerman
was. No,
was.
not really.
Rashida Jones.
He's been doing TV like little spots forever, but this show put him on the map.
Exactly. And Ron Swanson is one of my favorite characters
of all time.
Oh,
of all
period.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the pinnacle of man.
Yeah, absolutely.
The pyramid of manliness, or
Yeah.
whatever, Swanson,
Yeah.
whatever. I love that pyramid.
His mustache, beard, whatever you want to call it, because it had... Does he ever do a beard? Or does he just...
He does when he's in hiding, yeah.
Okay. It's on par, like, iconic-wise, with, like, Tom Selleck's mustache. For me.
And he never, outside of that, he never fucking
No.
has one.
No, it's weird.
Whereas Tom Selleck can't shave it.
Right.
Or it's weird.
Yeah.
As evidenced by Friends, when he shaved the mustache and nobody knew what to do with themselves. They were like...
That fucking freaked me out.
Yeah. It was weird. It was somehow he turned into more of a pedophile, which is weird, because mustaches are typically known for belonging to pedophiles. Anyway.
I will go shave my mustache right now, then.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know that's what you were twirling on the opposite end of the opposite end of Skype here. Not only that though, but yeah, Aubrey Plaza, of course.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's her start.
She was a show stealer at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Just deadpan.
Yeah.
God damn it, she is so funny.
Her and Andy play off each other really well.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. That's why them together made the most amount of sense.
Yes.
Well, I like their little like will they or won't they at the very beginning too.
Yeah.
Because she's like
I
so
did
much
too.
younger than him, and there's all these things kind of holding them back, and then finally, it's like,
Right.
I don't know, it was good. I like that.
I like that a lot too. Sorry we just kind of hijacked Kyle's thing. Anyway, JD, what's your number 4?
Well, I can throw it back because my number 4 is Parks and Rec. So.
Mine too. So let's keep talking about
Let's
it.
keep talking about it.
Damn it! I fucked up. I should have just put it at number 4 so we can all cheer.
It almost happened twice.
I know.
It almost happened. Maybe it can. Maybe it will.
Maybe it will. Yeah.
Maybe.
There are things I know that y'all haven't said that if
Maybe.
y'all don't, we will not be friends anymore. So I know they have to be on there.
Surely.
Maybe
Surely.
the character name will come up. Maybe
Shirley.
the character name.
Surely.
Who's Shirley?
Dude. Shirley Funke?
Oh,
Come on.
I don't.
That's
her
the character
name.
she makes when she's in the
Marry Me.
wheelchair.
All right.
and- yeah.
She's
trying
I
to
remember.
screw
Right.
the people out
Yes.
of donating money for Shirley because
Oh my gosh.
what disease does she have? It's some big fucking long thing that she puts on a sign. Hold on, I gotta.
Anyway, Parks and Rec.
Yeah, sorry.
Because we'll talk about Arrested Development, I'm sure.
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
We'll see.
Parks and Rec, though, that's where jazz voice comes from. And then they play 2 jazz songs together simultaneously, and it's just a bunch of noise.
I love
and
that.
they take off their headsets. And Amy Poehler's like, who listens to this? It's so
One of
great.
my favorite gags from that. It's so hilarious.
And the radio DJ's even like, oh yeah, it's terrible. It's great. Yeah, I love the throwaway jokes the most, especially like the Andy. The stuff that they have Chris Pratt do in this, and he is totally game for. 100% game for
Yeah.
doing all these Pratt. Well, it's in his last name, pratfalls. Legitimately running into an ambulance like face first.
Yeah.
When he's doing all that. Remember all that medical checkups that he did?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
my God,
I just
I
put
love
all
that
your
episode.
symptoms into the web browser and it says you cannot connect to the internet.
Oh my god.
He made that up. He made that up because the computer had no internet, and he was like, "You need to check your network connectivity."
Connectivity.
That's what it is, yeah, connectivity.
Oh man, he made that part up because that scene was pretty much over, but he just like read. He was the character, and he just read that part.
That's perfect.
Oh man, there's so much great moments born of improv from that show.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Surprisingly,
Yeah.
because everything feels kind of so naturally scripted, but they just know their characters so well.
Yeah.
They can just make it happen. God damn it, I love that show so much.
Like
How
when
is
Adam-
anything gonna beat these 5 shows that we're talking? Like, I just
Nothing
don't.
will, yeah. There's no underdogs winning this match.
No, this is gonna be torture. What are we doing? What the fuck?
You picked it.
That's true. That's a good point. Oh man, we could have gone with 90s comedies and just Home Improvement would have just taken the cake the whole time. Oh. All right. Sorry, your show got canceled, Tim Allen. Anyway, Parks and Rec is great. Did you have more to say on it, Jid?
No, I think we're good, man.
All right. I also like Louis in it as the cop
Oh, yeah.
he's good.
who
Yeah.
talked like this. I like Leslie very much. That is all I have to say on the matter. I like who she is as a person.
Everything is a question?
Yeah, exactly. He just talks like a cop, like
Yeah.
literally like
Yeah.
Yep.
the cops version of cops.
Yeah.
I just wish to no longer say anything else about the matter at all. And then him and Ben getting into it a little bit when he returned.
Oh yeah, that was good.
That was funny because Ben is so. Ben's a great character too, by the way.
Yeah, so good.
The nerd in all of us, really, because he's just he's like the nerd that's trying to adult his way through life.
Yeah.
Really hard.
Yeah.
But he can't hide it whenever he gets to dress up as Batman or sit on the Iron Throne.
Sitting on the Iron Throne was the best.
Him walking around as depressed Batman was fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, that was so good. Yeah,
and he's like crying to Aziz.
Really needed
this. Yes. To Tom and what's her name, Donna,
Rita.
Just
Donna in the show. Yeah,
I needed this, you guys. The Batman's just so fucking great, that visual.
It's awesome.
Anyway, so Kai, sorry, that's not your name. What's your number 4?
My number 4 is 30 Rocks.
All right.
Yes.
All the little chicks in the cleave. Sorry.
I could probably interchange 30 Rock and Parks whenever. Yeah, those are like, I think they're like equally funny to me and equally as enjoyable and stuff like that. But 30 Rock's got like so much zaniness to it. Like, what's the episode where the gas leak happens and everyone's like tripping on gas leak or whatever? Mm-hmm. And Alec Baldwin in this, one of my favorite, Jack Donaghy, one of my favorite characters of all time. He's just so fucking ridiculous. He's up there talking to like his former self, and he's like, what are you talking about? I'm a shark. I've got claws. He's like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Sharks don't even have claws, and it's just like, it's so stupid. And what's his face is in there? The guy who plays Bert, Michael Keaton's in that, and he's like the retiring like gas man or whatever. And
I forgot the level of cameos that they got on the show.
Oh, it's so ridiculous how many people they get in the show. He keeps on talking about, it's my last day on the job, of course this would happen on my last day. Just very tropey, like last day stuff, I just love this show, man. Tracy Morgan's always on point. He's just so hilarious. Yeah. Dr. Spaceman. All that stuff is so good. I like the episode where they have to get him his meds and he's going on Conan or whatever.
Yes.
And
the tension between Conan and Liz. Yeah. Oh, man. It was so funny. I gotta rewatch this show again.
Yeah.
Because I ranked it pretty high. You guys know how much I love Parks and Rec and Louie.
Yeah.
I ranked it pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really have to rewatch the show again so I can cite like episodes like you're doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just watched it recently too, so that helps. It's just a great show, man. It doesn't cease on the laughs. It ends, I don't know, maybe too soon. I probably could have used 100 more seasons of this, but maybe overstayed welcome by then. It just didn't get to a point where I was annoyed by it. Where maybe other shows or maybe even higher that I'll talk about later, maybe even get to. So, but it never overstays its welcome. It's always on point. I just love that show, man. It's one of the all-time greats. It's easily one of the all-time greats.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. JD, what is your number 3? Jesus.
Okay.
We're hitting the...
The
home run hitters or whatever. I don't know.
Baseball. We've already talked about this one. Or whatever. I mean, it's Louie.
Oh, wow, that made it Louie. Fucking high for you.
Dude, really high up there.
Dude, that's seriously one of my favorite 30-minute comedies ever. And I don't know why I'm like distinguishing between 30 and an hour. You know what I mean?
There's no hours on here.
Yeah, there's really not. But, dude, I mean, everything about Louie's character has been relatable from the minute that show aired. I think I missed a good chunk of season 1 before I got into it originally, but that's been one of those few FX shows that I was really diligent. That and It's Always Sunny about keeping up with.
I love his the way he handles his daughters. There's like one episode where his older one is like, how come whatever her younger sister got more food or got a dessert and I didn't or whatever. Yeah. And he's like, life's just not. He's literally just matter of factly telling sometimes you're just not going to get those things.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's life.
Yeah, and it's hard to object about that level of parenting because he's not like being malicious about it.
No, he's not.
He's just keeping it real.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love everything about that show, dude. All the relationships that he has, whether it be friends or there's really only like one or two steady girls, right?
Oh my god, I almost forgot about the one episode where it's all in his youth. When he steals scales.
Oh my gosh,
Jeremy Renner's a drug dealer.
Yeah. That's right.
God, that episode is amazing.
Yeah, and it comes out of nowhere,
It does, yeah.
Yeah, I remember being really taken back watching that one.
Yeah, I was like, Louie, is this
like an hour-long episode or a 2-part?
Yeah, it was. It was like a movie, dude. It was crazy.
That was really cool. Who was Jeremy Renner to him? Just a guy?
A drug dealer, in his town.
He was the guy buying the scales from him.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't know.
He
If
like
he's a
got
drug
really
dealer, but yeah,
intimidating with
he
him.
was a seedy character in town. Yeah.
Yeah. He got really into. He like put it by the throat against the wall and threatened him.
Oh shit, man.
But like he was really calm about threatening him, which is even scarier.
Yeah.
Like, just trust me. You just don't want to make me mad, okay? Like it's just man, that really. It's
crazy.
Man,
So one of my favorite Louis gags, which I resonate with it now, being a tall boy who's getting older now. He goes to the doctor for his back, and he's like, "So what am I supposed to do?" He's like, "Well, you stretch and you take these medicines." He's like, "For how long?" He's like, "Oh no, that's just what you do now, like forever."
That's great.
And I love
Like,
Ricky
is my
Gervais.
back ever gonna get better? Probably not.
I love Ricky Gervais being the doctor that always pulls pranks on him.
Oh yeah.
Like he's like naked for no reason.
Yeah.
Pretty much. You didn't have to get naked. What the hell?
Yeah, dude, that show is so fucking charming to me.
It's good.
Man, I love that show. My number 3 though is gonna shock a lot of people, but I put writing quality above. I like really, really, really great writing, and 30 Rock is some of the best writing.
Oh, agreed.
Best written comedy.
Agreed.
One of the 3 best ones, because my other 2 are also top tier writing, but they're just a little bit more relatable. 30 Rock's not really so much. It's more about the meta humor and also the surrealism and absurdism.
Yeah.
The jokes are rapid fire to the point where I cannot even pull one from an episode in my head and quote one to you.
Yeah.
Because it's non-fucking stop in that show.
Yeah.
Like, for real. There are episodes that I loved more than or seasons, I should say, that I love more than others. There was like one, season 5 or something like season 6. It was one of the second to last one.
Yeah.
People were not as high on. I finished it and loved it because it's still better than most comedies. Better than 2.5 Men, which got like 12 or 14 fucking seasons or whatever the fuck it was. Literally one too many seasons. That should have been a one and done show. Oh my god. Stop watching CBS, people. Seriously. What is so magnetic about CBS's DNA of just dudes doing crime shit? Stop watching that channel.
So stupid.
Anyway, my number 1 is 2.5 Men. No.
What up with that?
Yeah, what up with that?
Wee! I love 30 Rock. It birthed, rebirthed a few careers there. Alec Baldwin is like suddenly like, I don't want to say suddenly because he's been in, but all he did was like Diane Keaton, like Steve Martin type
Pearl Harbor
romantic comedies or whatever, or like roles like that where it's like I'm a dude in an authority role.
Can we get some recognition here for Thomas the Train? Come on.
Oh.
My bad. Sorry, Lemon. That was more Batman. Sorry. That's what made Will Arnett so perfect to play his counterpart, because their voices are identical. I love that. That's my favorite.
I love that.
He's
He's like
gag.
the gay version of him.
Yeah.
And, I love their laser beam mat. There's like, phew, it shot you with a laser. He's like, no, because I put it in my deflective shield. He's like, I shot you with my laser beam that goes through deflective. Just like, what? You're not nerds. What are y'all talking about? So good.
Yeah, Will Arnett was great for that role. I assume they went out of their way to get him because his voice, he could make his voice sound like Alec Baldwin. But yeah, Alec Baldwin, talk about a resurgence for him. And Tracy Morgan, what was he doing before this show? I mean, it was just,
he was on
SNL.
He got punked.
He was on Punk'd.
Yeah.
Yo, this isn't cool right now. Okay, that's not. I'm not gonna do
trying to take my guys to Gucci. Like, I don't know.
See, no one could stop from.
Yeah, we couldn't even restrain ourselves from.
We just couldn't contain it this episode.
Inappropriate. Well, hey, Alec Baldwin did do an impression of him.
That's true. He did. Yeah.
So,
on the yeah, that's right.
That makes it okay suddenly. Yeah. All right, so that was my number 3. Was 30 Rock because it had a 3 in it, so I figured it was fitting. Kyle, what was your number 3, man?
Oh man, this is when I started not feeling too good about orders and stuff like that. My number 3 is Arrested Development.
Okay.
Didn't even make my list.
It better. If y'all don't bring it up in the next 2, we're gonna literally cancel this podcast.
I have 2 spots left. What do you think's there?
I don't know. I'm sweating over here. You can't see me. You're gonna be like, my next 2 are Gotham and whatever.
Gotham is
what y'all
hilarious.
doing. Arrested Development, though. Some would say this ushered in like the renaissance of single camera, especially for stuff like Community and 30 Rock and Parks and Rec. I think like this, like without this, we don't get those, So like, a lot goes to that for its legacy. But let's not even talk about its legacy. Let's just talk about how fucking brilliant this show is.
Yeah.
It's the most layered, funniest, king of return gags and stuff like that, or reoccurring gags. Like, it's just so brilliant. It's so well constructed and everything like that. And even its like later season, the Netflix one that people are hot or not on or whatever, it's great and people can get over themselves. It's so good with the restraints that they had to do to shoot all that with everybody's schedule and stuff like that. That should have been a fucking disaster.
Yeah, it should have been.
Yeah.
Completely.
And it wasn't. It was funny and engaging, and it was interesting how it all kind of like came together or whatever, because they'd be like, we'll talk more about that later, and then you'll see a whole episode about that later. It's really cool. I really like that last season rather. Really excited for the new season 2. Jesus Christ. Come on,
just announced today, man, officially.
So
going.
Everybody's back. Yep.
Everybody is back. So
next year.
I just love the show so much, man. And keep your eyes out if you're rewatching the first episode of the latest season when Michael is going through the airport. The mural in the back is a mural of all first 4 seasons, or all first 3 seasons of the show.
Holy shit.
Like, major events that are happening in the show. It's brilliant. It's so good. And actually, the last season is filled with stuff like that in the background. There's a whole like wiki about like Easter eggs in the last season of, and it's huge. It's It's like a lot of pages long. It's a lot of stuff in there.
Wow,
You just got to pick up in the background.
Mitch Hurwitz is a goddamn genius, dude.
He is, man. It's so crazy. The guy's just got an eye for detail, and just like putting those little things in the background that 2% of your audience is going to pick up on. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why even do it then?
Right. It's so true. Like, why even go through the? I mean, you literally had to work really hard to get this show back.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
I love that show so much. We might talk about it in a little bit. I don't know. I can't say for sure. What's your number 2, JD?
Community is my number 2.
That is my number 2 as well.
Oh,
I don't care.
right.
Nobody cares.
Yes.
You don't care about
Nobody
Community?
cares.
No, this show is dumb.
What?
This show is so
Shut up! Yeah.
Psych! I hate this show.
I'm just gonna leave.
All right. Cool. We'll see you guys later.
See you.
Show canceled.
And the episode is over. Awkward silence.
That silence was palpable.
It was.
Felt good.
It was good.
Felt good.
Oh.
Good play, everybody.
Yeah, I love Community, man. That's one of my favorite comedies of all time.
Oh, is it? Is
It
that why?
is. That's why it's on my number 2, because it's one of them.
It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite things of all time, and it's often a show that I can never navigate into my top 10 of all time for whatever reason, and I'm gonna need to figure out a way to justify or figure that out, or maybe it is. I forget what my top 10 list is.
Me too at this point, because there's been so much new shit now.
Yeah. But it's one that since Rick and Morty has come out, I've just had a fever pitch to go back and visit it, and like I have no way to watch it because it's like only on Hulu, I think, or something.
I've rewatched that show so many times. It hurts my dick. No,
That
doesn't
show
make any
I've
sense.
only seen every episode of that show once, and it kills me.
Oh man.
Oh my god!
Like I have to go back and watch.
How do you? I'm gonna have to just send you my DVDs because I've watched it so fucking
You have
much.
DVDs?
Yeah, I still have all the DVDs.
What?
Even of the Yahoo season, I have the DVDs.
What?
Of that. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Damn.
I fucking love that show.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. It sucks. That's not my list.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's so many good characters in this one. Fucking
Yeah.
Abed. I always forget.
Abed.
Danny
More
goes,
As
than-
Pierce says.
Abed. I really wish it's one of those shows that even though I love it a lot, I feel like what could it have been without all the behind the scenes shit.
Oh my god! No
You know,
shit.
the potential of this show, I think it could still maybe come back. Is it coming? Or the rumors of it coming back?
It's the movie, man.
Oh yeah,
The
that's right.
movie's the next part, right?
That's right.
Movie's the next
Even
part.
though all the actors are kind of like, I don't know, if we did another season, that'd be cool too.
Yeah.
So they're kind of game for whatever. Just
Yeah.
coming back, period, is what
Yeah.
they're all excited to do.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much people like Donald Glover, who's literally taking over the world.
Yeah, he's kind of
He's literally
kind
taking
of got
over
a
the
little other project going on.
A little bit, maybe 2,
Maybe 5.
maybe 5
I
or 6.
think it's
He
probably
might be
closer to
Lando.
5.
I don't know.
Oh yeah. Did he shoot first? Wait, we won't see it.
Lando
Oh,
wasn't.
that's haunt. That's sorry.
You're
Yeah, Lando wasn't
confusing
part of
Sorry.
your renegades.
God.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. I mean, you're in front of one of the biggest Star Wars fans of all time. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So
Where's the Enterprise?
Spock left it over there.
where's Scotty? All right. So why ain't they beaming up? So my number 2 is a little, really, really tiny show that nobody's ever heard of and is nowhere to be found on the internet anywhere. It's called Arrested Development. I love this. You could probably guess what my number 1 is. by this point. But I love Arrested Development. Everything Kyle said about it is completely 100% accurate. It is completely, all the jokes are completely layered. The way that they power through each episode tells, with the exception of season 4, because they did their own thing narratively, probably because of the way they had to shoot it. But also at the same time, it was I thought it was cool. I thought it was a cool technique to tell the story.
It didn't bother me.
Didn't bother me at all.
I was just happy to have it back.
I immediately had to watch it back again because it was like catching fine details in between the stories. You really wanted to pick up on everything because it was kind of hard to keep up a little bit at first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when it was the first 3 seasons, when it was just telling one story per episode, the way that they told stories... It's fucking... I don't even know how this person's brain works. Mitch Hurwitz? How does his brain work like that? I don't understand.
I don't know. I'd love to sit that guy down.
Because he would go here in the back and then just constantly jumping from different perspectives.
He's like a mathematician of comedy.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the way I see it. Is like he's literally sketching out a math problem.
Yeah.
And the equal sign is like the giant punchline where everybody comes together at the end and the house implodes or some shit like that.
Yeah, right.
You know, like it's everything. I don't know. The way he does it is just so goddamn smart. And yeah, there's meta humor in 30 Rock 2 and another show I'm about to mention. And you can tell that I love that. I love a show that can make fun of itself.
Yeah.
Which they do a lot in season 4, especially since they were on hiatus and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they were commenting about what's her name's looks changing when Lindsay's looks,
yeah.
And stuff like that. Shit. I'm trying to remember, man. I'm trying to remember specifics about the show, but I think we're just gonna have to save it for the brackets. I just love the show so much. Did somebody already say one of the best casts on television? Because it is one of the best casts on television.
Oh, for sure.
Especially now.
Well, the only reason it didn't continue after season 3 was one of the reasons, how expensive it was to make because of that cast.
Yeah.
I mean, you got fucking... God damn it, I'm blanking on the name of the narrator. Ron Howard is the narrator.
Ron Howard, yeah. I mean, it's partially hit... I assume he's producer by this point. Executive producer, because he's always the one feeding info to him and Brian Grazer are always the ones feeding info to the press about the show.
And I love how they tied him in with Maybe's character at the end of the first 3 episodes. That was brilliant. That was brilliant.
And then at the end of the season 4, where they talked about it even more, he's like a major character in season 4.
I know, yeah.
Man, maybe having that movie studio producer role is so fucking great.
Yeah.
And the Marry Me joke is brilliant.
Marry Me. Yeah.
She was the first person cast for that show.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
I know. I legitimately was looking this up on Wikipedia today because they just announced as of the time of this recording that the show's coming back, and I was like, I'm going to look up some shit about this show, and the first thing in casting says, what's her name? I
can never remember her name.
I can
Aliyah
Shawkat, whatever her name is, something crazy.
Shawshank.
Aliyah
Shawshank.
Aliyah Shawshank. She was cast first, and that's crazy because she was like the youngest person cast. Like she was like too young to, I think, kiss anybody at this point. Like Michael Cera. I don't know. I don't even know how old he was when he was cast. I think he had to have been 18 though. I think he was 18.
He was.
Dude, he's been young forever.
That's true.
That's true. Okay, that's fair.
But he was like young back then.
Yeah,
now he's been kind of old young for a while, where he was like super bad, where he was skinny.
Like he can pull off now, even though he's like probably our age. He can pull off now, or I say now, I mean season 4, being in college, and it's totally believable.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I like his dad jumping in the shower talking to him. That's fucking hilarious.
Me too.
Dude, I like everything with Tobias and the Never Nudes, and the Blue Man Group. That shit.
Oh my god!
I just blew
myself too early.
I like the reoccurring her joke.
And
I've made a terrible mistake. With Hello Darkness, my old friend playing in the background. Always good. And then
Charlie Brown
the dead
away.
doves. Charlie Brown walk away. And then the dead doves just appearing everywhere. Like a bag that says dead doves on it. That happens way too much. It's hilarious.
Final countdown, great gag.
Everything with Job. Everything
with
Michael.
Job is great.
Everything
Michael.
with Job, yeah.
Oh my god, it's such a genius show on so many levels. People need to understand. Oh man, it's the only reason that it's not my number one is because of it's my own fault, really. If I had watched this show more or discovered it sooner, this was like something I discovered way late.
Okay.
Like when it was way off the air.
Okay.
Like most people, it was way off the air. That's when it gained its cult following.
Right.
And people starting like clamoring for season 4.
Reruns started playing on G4, the video game channel, like all day. So you could catch it at any time and people loved it, you know. Like, it got a big following because of that. And that's actually what got G4 actually really popular, was that show.
Interesting, wow.
And Cops and a couple other shows that was easy to watch, you know.
Of course, that famous show, Kerps.
Get on the ground.
Get on the ground.
Bird boys.
Do you have cocaine on you? Tear me there.
All right, so Kyle, I'm going to go ahead and assume that your number one is...
We're going to rattle off some oddments, or...?
Your number one is The Comeback. No, sorry. Yeah, let's... You know what? Fuck it. Let's do some fucking motherfucking comeback... comebacks. That's one of my honorable mentions. Is The Comeback. I had it in my head. The Comeback. It's one of, like... This was, like, pre-The Office, whatever. It was one season and done. It was Lisa Kudrow being followed around as like this former star.
Oh yeah.
And it came back for a season, which was a great season, very poignant and stuff. And it was very funny because it was being shot like a documentary. But anytime she did something stupid that she didn't agree with, she'd always be like, cut. And the producer's like, yeah, no, you can't do that.
Dude, I missed that one. That's funny.
It was a funny show. Eastbound and Down was already mentioned. One of the ones that Kyle's about to mention is one of them. Sorry to spoil that for everybody.
How do you know?
I just know you too well.
I got a couple.
Silicon Valley.
Candy.
Strangers with Candy. Nice.
Yeah, I love that one. Silicon Valley. It's a great choice. Yeah, Hung. That was fun. The League.
Yes,
The League. God damn it, The League.
Yeah, I wanted to put that in my top 10 so bad, but it's...
Me too.
It's one of those shows that I don't expect everybody to be able to latch onto. You have to recommend that to very specific.
I just added that to my honorable mention.
Here's something of the same kind of nature. Like, you know, it's hard to recommend this to everyone. Blue Mountain State, very dude bro.
Oh yeah.
I watched like 5 or 6 episodes and I just kind of moved on from that mentality. I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
See, I watched this when the show first came out, so who knows how I would receive it now. I didn't. You know, the movie was fine.
Oh, you did watch the thing that just came out, yeah.
Yeah, like
movie
last year.
It was fine.
It was fine.
It was alright.
Party Down?
Party Down's one of mine, yeah. That's a good one. Really
Workaholics?
Good one. Not one of mine.
Damn. It's one of those, like, under the radar shows for me.
That show makes me laugh my ass off. Like, you know, it's not... It has no substance to it whatsoever. But
it doesn't, yeah, that's the thing.
You are going to laugh every week.
I did laugh very frequently, but if I binged that show, which I tried, I mean, that's how I ended up getting into it.
You can't binge it. Yeah, you can't binge it.
It's like, this is so stupid, I have to take a break.
Week to week would be good for that one, for sure.
And it was when I finally got caught up to it. It was good for that.
And other ones like Flight of the Conchords and Bored to Death, Curb Your Enthusiasm, have all of that. But one that hasn't been mentioned yet, Wilford. I'm a big fan of that.
Oh, Wilford is one of mine too.
Did that get a 3rd and 4th season?
It's over.
It did, and it's over.
On Netflix. Yeah.
Okay, I think I watched through season 2.
Okay,
finish it up.
Finish it out, man. It's good.
That show is
I'll probably
dark.
go rewatch.
What a dark ass show.
It is dark. Yeah, especially the last season when you starting to get somewhere with it.
Oh my God.
Then I'm just gonna call it the finale.
Yeah.
Is insane.
Okay.
It's totally literally insane.
And like, it's just really good. Like, it's good to put something like mental health issues like that kind of under the microscope as kind of a plot device and character, you know, like trait and stuff like that. That's good. It's good to kind of.
I'm sure there's humor in it, but it's dark. It's meant to be. It's never meant to poke fun at any one.
Well, and they treat it right. They treat mental disease like seriously and stuff like that. They don't make it a joke out of it or anything like that, or make light of it, even though it is a comedy. It's good. It's a good show. I like that show.
I got a few more to mention. Extras I already talked about with Ricky Gervais. That's a great show. I don't know how he scores the amount of people coming in and doing dumb shit like Kate Winslet pretending to feigning having sex behind somebody that's not getting laid or whatever. I don't know how the fuck they got an award-winning actress to do that. Anyway, Episodes was great. It's another one starring a Friends, somebody from Friends, Matt LeBlanc, playing himself in a show that British writers wrote and brought to America. And they were like, oh, we have this great person lined up to play him. And the network was like, yeah, no, we're going to cast Matt LeBlanc. And they're like, what? So that's like the entire joke of the show is that they don't want Matt LeBlanc on the show. And he's like a womanizer and everything. He's a horrible person. It's hilarious. It's fucking great. Last season's going to be on Showtime shortly.
That sounds hilarious, yeah.
It's so fucking funny. Very R-rated. And The Increasingly Poor Decisions of Todd Margaret Had a good first couple seasons.
Great show. I like that show.
I didn't really like the last season too much.
I just watched the first season, but I laughed my ass off.
First two were great. They were really great. It's exactly as advertised. It's just a comedy of errors. Master of None made it to my list after the second season.
Oh, cool.
Goddamn incredible. It's so good. Episode 6 in New York, just following people around. You'll see. It's just following people around.
That's going to be that's the first thing I watch, man.
That was an oversight on my part. That's a big plus for me.
It was just fresh in my mind, and I was like, how can I not at this point? Yeah. And you're talking about mental health issues. What's it called? PTSD is covered really, really well on You're the Worst. That show is morphed into something else entirely. Where it's just so much deeper than what it originally was. It started out as like just two assholes getting together and hooking up all the time.
Yeah.
And now they're together, and now they're like discovering. Now they're saying love around each other for the first time, even though they both despise the idea of it.
Okay.
And I don't mean despise the idea of it in like a cute way. I mean they're assholes and they're disgusting.
Not like a Sherbatsky way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in a charming way.
Yeah.
They're really annoying people.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just a great show. It's really funny, and some of the stuff that they talk about is just really like in an It's Always Sunny type way. It's a very poignant show.
Yeah.
It has its poignant moments, I should say. So JD, what are some of yours? That's all mine.
We've literally already covered all of mine. I think I put Freaks and Geeks in mine just because that.
No, that's good.
Yeah,
that
it's a good one. You can't put it in your top 10 because it only got one season.
I only removed it because it's so dramatic to me that I was just like, I don't know.
But yeah, we've already touched on everything else I would have in my on mins. So
nice.
Like The League was one of my top on mins. The Office, another one too, because I have a sentimental connection with that one as well. But
yeah,
I couldn't take it towards the end with the Will Ferrell stuff. Like you said, I just couldn't.
I don't know why I wrapped around to Kyle's number one. I meant to say Kyle, you're number two, and you already said it was Community.
Yeah.
So I meant to go back to JD and say, JD, what was your number one?
Well, it's Arrested Development, duh.
Oh, okay. That's what I already wrote down, actually. I already wrote that down.
Obvious choice is obvious. Dude, that show, I was so glad my roommate got me into that back in the day. I would have never gotten into it without the steer. Because
I always thought it was
very pretentious.
Just like for you, was it How I Met Your Mother that you stumbled upon?
That was one that I just started watching out of the blue.
Yeah, that was Arrested Development for me.
Oh,
I was just at home bored. I had Netflix on my app, and I was like, people have been talking about this show.
Yeah.
I'm bored. Let's try it.
Yeah.
And it was, oh my God, just laughing. I could not get enough of that show.
I was obsessed with G4 back in the day. I just loved watching that show. Like, video game channel. Like, this is just for me. And they would play that all the time, and I would always catch a commercial for it, and I'm like, man, that show looked really funny. Like, it's canceled, obviously, but like, I want to get around to checking it out, and I finally got around to like jumping in on the first episode of like a Labor Day marathon. Mm-hmm. They were showing every episode back to back or whatever, and I literally sat there all day and just watched it.
Ooh, easy to do.
Easy.
It's super, super easy to do.
And it's so smart, and it flies by to where, like, I'm like, you know what? I have to rewatch the episodes to tell you why I love the show so much.
Yeah.
Because I've watched it legitimately probably 3 times total, all of it. Like, season 4 I probably watched the most because I really had to piece it. I really wanted to piece it together.
Yeah.
And I knew that there were so many Easter eggs that Mitch Hurwitz laid about to make the story coherent. Not that it was incoherent. It was just, it needed to be more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that touch,
and that's, you had to rewatch it to get it completely. Man, that's a great number one.
Yeah.
Well, it was my number 2, so I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I know you put it above, or Community above it for.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Very good reason.
Fuck Community.
So, I know it. I know you did it, and I get it.
Look, so my number one. And this should come as no surprise to anybody, is Blackish.
What?
Oh boy, can you? No, I'm just kidding. It's Modern Family. So that gay couple is totally not a stereotype and totally relatable.
No, I love Cam and the way he bitches about everything consistently.
Literally
so
everything.
Many seasons at a time.
He is so accurately gay.
But he's not even gay in real life.
No, he's not. He's like, I just based it off my mom. I'm like, oh, that's great. Good for you.
Yeah.
That show just wore out his welcome for me.
I liked it at first.
That's the only reason that we're not talking about it is like, the first 3 seasons I really liked.
I was
and
exactly
then I was
the same
just
spot.
like, are you recycling shit at this
Out
point?
after 3. Yep.
Yeah.
I have never seen a single episode of that show.
Oh, you can just not. Good for you.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna continue to not do that.
I'm like, there's like a Family Guy bit where Joe was kept telling Quagmire not to get married, and Quagmire was like, "Yeah, I wasn't gonna. Good, don't." Yeah, no, I never said I was going to. Joe, you realize how pointless it is because I'm not going to get married. Good. Don't. It's like that. Modern Family.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
Good. Don't.
Good.
Yeah, I wasn't going to watch it. I told you I wasn't going to watch it. Good.
Yeah, no, it was never gonna happen.
That's good.
My number one is absolutely Community. I literally 18 episodes just ran through my head that are so perfect.
Yeah.
As to why this is my number one.
Paintball
Pick
episode.
a paintball episode.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Blankets
no
and
shit.
Forts
Blankets and
episode.
Fort.
The lava. Floor is lava
lava
episode.
floor,
Yeah. The entire... Now that I'm educated on Doctor Who, the entire making fun of Doctor Who episode.
Yeah, I had no clue what Doctor Who was when that episode came on.
They nailed it.
Yeah.
100%
Yeah,
accurate.
they nailed it. No, they 100% got it.
They
Yeah.
100% got it.
That's awesome.
Because that's the thing, like the sets are all practical, but it looks cheesy, and that's
Yeah,
what they
yeah.
nail perfectly in that show. While also, if you're a Doctor Who fan and watching Community, you could see it as paying homage.
Okay.
You could also see it as not making fun of it, but at the same time, I see it as super convoluted.
Right.
And you get what you got out of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
If it's super convoluted to you, then they're making fun of it perfectly. Because it is super convoluted on the show.
Yeah,
yeah.
We gotta go back in 6 timelines or whatever. Darkest Timeline episode, the dice.
Darkest Timeline's my
Yeah.
favorite gag, man. It's my favorite gag.
I think the gif that is everybody's favorite is Donald Glover
Yes.
walking in and the place is
Everything's
on fire.
on fire.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
everyone's running around in
Yeah.
chaos.
It's so great. That's so
So good.
great. God damn it. And I mean, there's so many gifs from that show. If you just like on Twitter, like if I could just make a separate one that's just community gifs.
Yeah.
If I knew how to make gifs, it would just be community gifs because like Donald Glover has so many good ones.
Yeah.
His facial expressions.
His eyes are
Yes.
freaking amazing, dude.
Yes. Oh my God. They're so goddamn funny. And,
You ever looked into his eyes?
The Christmas episode where everybody's singing.
Oh, yeah.
Goddamn amazing
Yeah,
episode.
it's
Making
good.
fun
I
of
remember
Glee and stuff.
Yeah.
To Alison Brie, Annie is not even singing words. She's just going beep ba doop ba doop boop sex.
Yeah,
So funny. Just playing up her sex appeal, and Jeff's like, "Come on, man, you're not even trying anymore. You're just bending over and showing your cleavage." It's
fine.
Boop ba doop ba doop sex.
That's fine.
It's so great. Oh man, that show. There's so many bits, and like, dude, even the weak season was still better than most comedy that you're gonna get. And because it wasn't top-notch Community, when they came back for season 5, they kept calling season 4 like the wet fart or whatever, or they called it the gas leak episode. The season.
Yeah, the gas
That's
leak
right.
season.
Yeah, they were like, I don't know what happened last year. It was like some kind of weird gas leak happened.
That's great.
And they still did manage for season 6 to have Chevy Chase come back in for like a cameo. He like played a ghost of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the one where I can forget who played the lawyer, but he played it so brilliantly because he read everything.
It was Goggins.
Wasn't it?
it?
Walton Goggins, wasn't it?
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
wasn't it? Yeah.
It was, and he was like, boom, cup of jizz or whatever. Like he kept giving them.
Oh, cool.
He kept
forgot about that.
giving. Pierce kept giving them like cups of his jizz. Every single one of them, like he would say something profound about them. You're really sweet, boom, jizz. It's just so fucked up. But he was just so deadpan, no comedy behind it at all. Boom, cup of jizz. Boom, there you go. Yeah, it was Walton Goggins.
That's
and
crazy.
My Dinner with Andre, brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant episode. Because I saw that in theater class, and I was like, what is this movie? Like, I mean, it was good, but
Yeah.
it just caught me off guard. I thought there was going to be more to it, and it's literally a dinner.
Yeah.
That's the entire thing. And it was marketed on NBC. I remember this because there was like outrage online, at least in the poisonous comment sections. Was like it was marketed as a Pulp Fiction episode, and that ended up kind of being like the B story, and the A story was Abed having a My Dinner with Andre, but with Jeff.
Oh.
And that's all that it was just them. Like, or not all that it was. It was like 20 minutes of the show, and the rest of it was everybody dressed up in Pulp Fiction as Pulp Fiction characters. Waiting for Abed to show up.
Yeah.
For his surprise, like, Halloween birthday party or whatever the fuck
Yeah.
that was.
Right.
That was such a good episode. Great misdirect. God damn it, man. I can name a gazillion episodes, and there's not enough time. There's not enough time! So, Kyle, what's your numero uno?
Jeff, my show's a classic tale that takes place in the suburbs of Houston, Texas, and stars Reba McEntire. It's Reba.
Oh, yes!
Cool.
That's a great that's a
Love
good
this
shout
show,
out,
man.
Was that on
All
CW? I think the best channel ever made.
I don't really WB is on WB, and on the
that's
CW.
right.
You're right.
That's
yep.
right.
Yep. So we
I think
all
it was the
know
same night
that.
as Seventh Heaven, my favorite drama. If we did
Absolutely.
dramas.
So we all know this is a giant lie because I hate CW. So what a ruse got you. Yeah, my number one is Scrubs, man. I have such a attachment to the show, and it's creepy. It's creepy. I grew up watching this show with my mom, and I think it's one of the funniest shows on TV. I honestly think that it's got some of the best comedy. It's got great writing. What's his face?
Donald Faison?
Yes, thanks. Donald Faison and what's his face? Who's the main character?
Zach
Braffs are just great. They have such a kinetic and magnetic energy together, and they're real life best friends too, which helps, I guess.
Yep.
Their Guy Love song I sing all the time. Love between two guys. Oh god, it's so good.
JD knows, yeah.
So many great episodes. So many episodes where it's just all musical, like a woman has a disease and she's hearing everybody sing and stuff like that. Everything begins with poo. It's good stuff. A lot of really high concept stuff too, where they act like they're a sitcom. So everything's like got a lighter color palette, and there's a laugh track, and like
that was
all
a great
this other
episode.
Stuff. Yeah, it's super good, man. And it brings the feels, man. There's so many episodes where I'm like crying by the end of it.
Oh, just that one where they made fun of it being they suddenly switched to a multi-cam show. That's what they did.
Yeah,
they were making fun of
a multi-cam show.
Yeah, they were making fun of like Will and Grace and stuff like that, doing a live show.
Yeah,
and like just making fun of the whole multi-cam format and pretending it's live and shit. Oh my god, that was so good. They might have actually been live. No, I don't think they were.
I think they did a live episode, man.
I don't think they did. I'm not 100%. I could be wrong. I know 30 Rock.
Either way, that was a very memorable episode. 30 Rock did, though. Yeah, 30 Rock did, and it was more in the format of SNL, but it totally worked.
It totally worked, yeah. But yeah, I just got such a, and the later seasons are not good, like they're not good.
Oh, season 9, with Dave Franco and Aziz.
Yeah, when they're in like school or whatever, they're teaching school, like it's kind of shitty. And even when it moved to ABC, like the tone of the series kind of changed a little bit. They had to clean up themselves just a little bit. It's funny, they went a little clean, but they really dove into the gay jokes. They like made JD and Turk like way gayer, and I'm like, they're like, what? Well, we can't get away with as much, so we'll just make them like super gay characters. And it was funny, like it worked for their characters because they were such like bro-tastic.
Yeah, they were broy bro. But at least the janitor got an elevated role. Out of moving to ABC, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
true.
know. And he ended up in the middle, so good for him.
Ever. That guy's just so hilarious. Their whole
I remember him from like Rookie of the Year. He was one of the random Cubs baseball. He was like their first baseman.
There's no way I'm ever going to remember that. I did love Scrubs. Scrubs was the honorable mention I left out because I had a feeling you were going to mention it.
It's just an all-time favorite of mine, and it helps that like I grew up watching this show because it's old, dude. This show is old. Yeah, like it's not
came out
like
in the late '90s. I think
it's been around for a long time, and had a lot. It ran for a while, It's just a good show, and you got Dr. Cox, man. Like you don't get like that's Jack Donaghy level of characters. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's Ron Swanson level of characters. Just super 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 memorable. Guy goes on tangents. Hates Hugh Jackman for whatever reason. Like just super super memorable character traits that you can point out for that guy. Mm-hmm. And his wife Jordan, just like the mega bitch. She's so good at being that.
I love her.
I love her in the Carrie show, and so her kind of coming over to do this, it was great. And they always made fun of like all of her surgeries and Botox because the real life person was like obsessed with getting surgeries and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, oh, you look like you have no emotions or whatever. They're always pointing it out. Good stuff, man. I love that show more than most things. So
cool,
good stuff.
On Scrubs, it was around the same. No, it came out late '90s, I think, and I guess you could kind of not blame it, but say that it inspired a lot of these shows.
Yeah,
the success of it.
That.
Yeah.
It's a shame that Arrested Development, I feel like it came too soon. Like, if it had come on the air around the same time 30 Rock started getting all of its praise heaped on it, then it would have gotten the same accolades, probably.
Yeah, I think so,
and the same amount of eyes on it. Because that's the only thing that 30 Rock going was, like, it kept getting all these Emmy Awards for Best Comedy.
Yeah.
And people were like, is it really that good? And kept watching.
Yeah. Yeah, it is that good, guys. Yep. Seriously.
Totally is. Totally deserved it. Yeah, but it was at the point where, like, they kept winning awards, and I was like, there's no fucking way it's that good. And then I watched it, and I was like, all right. All right, you're okay.
All right.
Proceed. Continue. So now we gotta make this goddamn bracket. This is going to be a doozy.
Oh boy.
I have Community at 1. You guys have it at 2.
Let's put that at 1.
Yeah.
All right. The one to beat for now is Community. I don't know. 16 seed might take it out. I don't even know what it is yet, but it might take it out.
It's happy endings, which no one even brought up.
God damn it! If it had more of a life.
Yeah, that's exactly why I didn't put it on my on-mens. It was doomed to fail.
Arrested Development is the next commonality, but like I don't want to leave. Well, it's also JD's number 1.
Yeah.
I think we should put that at number 2.
Okay. AD.
And then definitely Scrubs 3.
Scurbs. I was over here laughing so hard.
Scrubs.
Scrubs.
We can put 30 Rock before Scrubs. I mean, I think 30 Rock is probably our next.
It is.
Yeah.
Commonality.
And then
JD has it at
Parks
5.
or Louie.
And then we can put
I'm
Scrubs.
I'm gonna put Scrubs at 3 because JD has 30 Rock at 5.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
So I'm gonna go Scrubs at 3. And then 30 or 30 Rock or 30 Rock's good.
Probably 30 Rock, then Louie maybe, or 30 Rock Parks and I don't know, 30 Rock then Louie then Parks.
I had Louie higher than y'all a little bit. But we all pretty much lined up with Parks and Rec 30. Well, Parks and Rec at least, I think we all.
Yeah, so maybe Parks then Louie.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I'm okay with that.
Either way, all these shows are going down to Blackish. Because clearly that's the 0.5. So the number 4 was P&R. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What if it was a P&R place instead of Parks and Rec? Would it be as entertaining? I don't know.
Let's try it.
Ponder about.
I like that show had an opportunity. Same showrunner as or creator, whatever you want to call it, as The Office, the U.S. version. Michael Schur, who did Parks and Rec, and I wonder if he liked. Like, you can tell that he was like, finally, I get to dive into politics.
Yeah,
because they didn't do that at all in The Office. In The Office, the most they did was like draw an obscene thing of like a watermark of a cartoon character banging another cartoon character,
right?
And they had to apologize for that, or whatever, on The Office, which is a great episode. But because they apologized to the woman and she was like, "I refuse your apology. All my clients are accepted." And he was like, "Okay, well, you can leave then. You can just get out."
Yeah.
Yes. Great customer service. But yeah, Parks and Rec had this opportunity, like especially when she ran for office, to talk about politics in like a very real way.
Yeah.
I wonder if he was like, finally get to talk about that.
Yeah, a natural outlet for it.
But he can't escape those office comedies, man, because Brooklyn Nine-Nine is another version of that, and that's his show too.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that was his show too.
That show has really hit its stride too. Like, this season has been so fucking funny.
I really need to give that one more of a chance because I've kind of just watched it sporadically.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go back to it. I think I've watched it the same way, JD, where I caught like maybe 5 or 6 episodes per season.
Yeah.
And and just like haven't had a chance to put it all together.
I think the characters are finally like somebody now, which is awesome. So 30 Rock is 5. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Louie, is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, these are all over the map because the bracket's similar to, so people know, similar to like March Madness. So like I'm going on opposite sides of the bracket to write this shit down. So Louie, It's Always Sunny.
It's Always Sunny.
It's Always Sunny is good.
Yeah.
It's always sunny, sunny, sunny. So that would be number 7 then, if I could find the goddamn thing. There it is. Our next commonality is we can just put Reno in,
okay,
because that's our next commonality, and then
yeah,
we can just kind of go from there.
Okay.
So number 8 is going to be Reno. Renault
911.
Sean Renault 911.
Leon, the professional 911. All right. So that gets rid of all the commonalities, and now we're kind of Curb. We can go Curb because JD and I have that in common.
Curb,
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that puts our first matchup.
What is it?
Up against each other. It's Curb
versus Reno.
Yep.
Oh man.
Oh.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Oh God. Oh.
Oh my!
I wonder if I'll finish it before we. No, probably not. So we. Now we go into. I have The Office left and Veep, and Kyle has Spaced and Eastbound and Down. Mm-hmm. JD has Flight of the Conchords and Bored to Death.
I'd like to see all those on there.
I would. Too.
I'd like to see all those on there too. Yeah.
It's just placement, really, at this point.
We can.
I love Eastbound and Down. I know it's like lower, but
I really love Eastbound and Down too,
Yeah.
so I'm okay with throwing that in there as high as.
As high as 10.
Y'all are comfortable with, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm feeling the feels for Flight of the Conchords. Maybe you can snag a episode or two before then.
Oh,
Jeff.
okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man, I think that's going to be on Amazon Prime still. I know HBO's about to leave there because HBO has their own streaming service, but let's get Flight in there after Eastbound and Down, Flight of the Conchords.
Yep, that's right.
So we have Bored to Death, Spaced, The Office, and Veep out of the top 10.
Okay.
Put The Office on there.
Office, yay! Michael Scott, one of my favorite characters of all time in a comedy, yay! Legitimately. You only miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky - Michael Scott. Have you seen that picture, Kyle?
Yeah.
No, I haven't, but I'm very
It's
familiar with the quote.
Michael Scott sitting there, like, just sitting there. And it's just this shot that pans back, because they want you to read what it says on the whiteboard. And it says, in quotes, you only miss 100% of the shots you don't take, - Wayne Gretzky, end quote. And then it says - Michael Scott.
That's great.
It's so stupid. I love it. So number 12 would be Off Eyes. That's another prank he did. He turned on his text-to-speech.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like called Jim in there and stuff.
Yeah.
Welcome to my Off Eyes.
Yeah.
Off Eyes? What's an Off Eyes? And they're just like playing it like he's actually like meaning the typos.
Right.
Which makes him even madder.
Right.
Boobs. It's great. Anyway, the pranks on that show are top notch, dude. Oh yeah,
anything
this is a
between
later
Jim
season
and
one.
Dwight.
This is a later season one, and I think they still nailed the pranks in the later seasons. Jim hires an Asian person to play him.
Oh, yeah.
Yes!
I've seen that. Yeah,
Yes!
I've seen that one.
Yeah, I've seen that one. That one's
Yeah, of
so
course.
fucking good.
It's good stuff.
And they replace all the pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the level of effort that they go to. I've never put that much effort into anything in my life.
Right.
As Jim does on a good prank.
I know. It's fucking crazy. I love that one. Office is 12, so we have Veep, Spaced, Bored to Death. Gotta get Bored to Death some love here. Some great people involved in that show.
Yeah.
You know what? Edgar Wright, though. I'm on an Edgar Wright kick, so
That's true.
can we go with Spaced?
We can go with Space. I'm fine with that.
We're talking like way lower seeds.
Yeah,
anyway.
these are all getting knocked off, so I don't really
So
care.
we have 14, 15, 16 left, and I think we only have 2 shows to cover that, but we can pull from an on men.
Yeah.
Let's pull
we-
The League.
Yeah, I was going to say the League.
The League's a solid pull, yeah.
Let's do that.
The
I'd
League,
I'd
like
to
the
talk
League
about that
party
show.
down in Silicon Valley.
Yeah. The
I don't
League,
know.
the League, Silicon Valley, because you watched that too, right?
What?
JD, Silicon Valley?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
cool.
So that's
Great,
another
great
one. The League, I think we should go with the League, though, because it's finished.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
know.
absolutely.
We know exact. So
Dude.
that's going to be the number 16. That's what we know.
That season premiere after the Super Bowl with Marshawn not getting the ball to run it into the end zone.
Uh-huh.
One of the funniest moments in the show for me. Like, just take that thing in there, bro. It's like, no, I'm going to throw it to you.
So we have Bored to Death and Veep left. I don't care either way. I love Veep and everything, but I felt bad about actually putting it on that spot.
Okay.
Even though it is
I've never
great.
seen Veep, but I could always check out
I've
a
never,
couple episodes.
I've
before.
never seen it either, and I do need to get into it, but I like Bored to Death.
I'm going to put Bored to Death because you guys both
only
love
one
it.
person has seen it, so yeah, we'll maybe leave that one up.
I'm going to put Bored to Death 14 above Veep, and Veep's going to be 15.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we're going to have...
I will try to get,
Interesting as
Yeah,
fuck.
I'll try and-
We're
try to
gonna
get the
have-
first season watched.
We're going to have a Buster versus Buster matchup.
Oh, that's right, because he's in both shows. right?
Tony Hale is in Veep.
That's right.
He plays the guy that whispers everything in her ear when she gets lost.
Dude.
It's so fucking funny. It's a great gag.
He just makes me laugh just being on screen.
Yeah,
His
and
whole
he's
demeanor
really
is
funny.
hysterical.
Like he is the one that you kind of root for in the show because he's such a pushover and he gets
Yeah.
gets shit on all the time.
Yeah.
But he has a few of those outbursts that he's known for in Arrested Development too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. Community versus League. That's gonna be awesome. I'm trying to think of the toughest one that we have here. It might be. For me, might be 30 Rock versus The Office.
Oh.
But Curb Your Enthusiasm Reno 911 is going to be a kick in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be toughest first round match, I think. Anyway, stay
It'll be
tuned
awesome,
for that.
man. Can't wait.
Coming up next week, you can find me, Jeff, at Jeff Whitty on Twitter. That's Widdy. I also write for HorrorGeekLife.com. And we just celebrated our 1-year anniversary, which is fucking awesome. That's all I got. That's all I got to say about that. So, Kyle, your places.
You can find me over at sub-culture.com where I'll write whenever I start writing again. I have internet again now, so maybe that will be a thing. I'm going to start streaming again tomorrow, which isn't relative to when this podcast's coming out. As of right
but
now,
you do stream,
you can go to our Twitch and you can watch a stream of me and my buddy playing through What Remains of Edith Finch show. Maybe go watch that video because that game is amazing, and if you have no interest in buying it, at least watch it.
Okay. Yeah. It is one of those games, JD, that like it's like a 2-hour play. It's an indie game, 2-hour playthrough. It's like a walking simulator, but you're mostly experiencing a story. Okay. So it's kind of like a movie. Like you just finish it, and it's kind of like a Tim Burton-esque type of when he was good. Tim Burton-esque feel to the way the story plays out because it's dark, but there's humor in it.
All right.
There's a lot of death involved. It's really good. So I mean, what games have transformed into?
Yeah,
it's not all like RPGs that are gonna just the time suck. Some of them are like this, where you sit down, play it once, and you're like, "Wow, that was an experience," and you move on.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, all right. I love that. JD, where are you?
Nowhere.
All right. That's my favorite bit.
It's so true.
You know, we're going to be doing, the three of us soon, a Bigger Than My Podcast episode. It's a John Mayer podcast.
Yes.
Because Kyle, we're going to have the new listener first impression from Kyle himself, the man himself.
Nice. Yeah, I'm here to validate everything, so...
Sweet. Awesome. I think I directed you to continue him first, but then I was like, you know what? His live stuff will really turn you on to the rest of his stuff.
Yeah.
Because I remember a lot of people, I don't know, did you first listen to his live stuff? JD?
No, I mean it was Room for Squares for me.
Okay, it was for me too, but I know some people that were like, I don't know, and then I would give them Any Given Thursday, and they're like, oops, my bad, I should listen to this guy.
Any Given Thursday was just one of those things that I went to Best Buy and I happened to see it there and was like, oh shit, I like John Mayer, let's buy this.
Exactly, and then he just blows everything he ever did before out of the water.
Yeah,
because him live is a totally different thing.
It undid a lot of.
And that was actually
about the album.
The thing that I sent it to Kyle and my friend Vince. Who did go to Pesh with us? I think he was a year below us, Kyle?
Yes.
And he basically just threw up on his Facebook. Here's Gravity, and because that's what he's listening to. And I was like, dude, listen to Where the Light Is, Gravity. Gives me chills every time. Yeah. And that was the one I sent Kyle to, and that was what started him like. That was what he was like.
I guess I'll go check out this shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool, man.
Because he went off on that for like a good 10 minutes. It takes its time. The solo is just nothing but raw feel. It's just feeling, dude.
It's a little slower tempo than the album version, too. Just a tick.
A little bit,
just a tick.
That way he can make the guitar actually like have a voice. Right. Like it sings. It's so incredible.
It's like you're going to church. I've said that on the podcast like 2 or 3 times. It's seriously like going to church.
It is.
In a good way. Yeah. Not the shitty parts of church.
Yeah, I was saying
everything. Which is most things.
Amen. Amen already.
I would actually give John an offering. That's the difference.
That's my Jim Gaffigan doing an amen. I don't know if you guys remember that bit. Where he's like in church and it's man already.
That's funny. I was thinking when he says IHOP or isn't that him or is that Brian Regan? I get their stuff.
I can't quote Brian Regan.
I get their stuff so convoluted in my head.
Jim Gaffigan though makes fun of Catholic church because he grew up Catholic.
Okay,
and
all right.
That resonates with Kyle a lot more.
Oh,
than me,
big time,
yeah. I always appreciate jabs at Catholicism. Sorry for any Catholics listening, but I appreciate the jabs.
I'm not sorry for it, and I'm allowed to say that because I was raised Catholic. So
okay, good. Speak for me then. Someone come speak for me. John May reference. All right, so that's this week's version or episode, whatever you want to call it, of Entertournament of Champions. Next week, these shows that we just discussed are going to battle it out. I have no idea how the top seeds are going to shake out at all. Like, how are we going to... I'm so glad we have a majority rules format. Oh my god, am I ever happy.
I really do think this one, of all of our brackets, has the potential for like literally any of the top 6 to win.
Yes, for real.
Because I think the other ones, we went into it with
the best argument, it all depends on the argument that's made.
Totally.
So.
Watch it be like, I guess Veep wins, because none of us could decide.
I've only seen 3 episodes, but they were all fucking perfect.
I saw the first episode,
100%.
But goddamn, I feel good about it.
Put it through.
Exactly. I am psyched for you guys to see that, and I have homework too. I got bored to death. I want to rewatch Space.
Oh man,
is Space out there? I watched like the first like
Space
3
is hard to come by if you
lost.
don't have
I had to find it somewhere online.
You're
it's definitely not Extra Torrent because that doesn't exist anymore.
Sure.
R.I.P. Extra Torrent. Not that I ever used torrent.
I like how they took it off of Netflix so it could go nowhere. That was my favorite thing about that show.
Yeah,
like we'll just take it off
really
of Netflix
helpful.
and put it nowhere so no one can watch it ever.
Really helpful. I'm sure Edgar Wright really appreciated that.
Beautiful.
Oh, I'm sure.
But at least, we have Baby Driver that's going to utterly destroy. May not destroy at the box office in the same way that Guardians will, but it'll destroy in the sense that it needs to.
Yeah.
And good for him for having this legacy carved out.
Yeah.
From his, humble beginnings and spaced.
It's good stuff.
I do need to watch that. Flight of the Conchords and Bored to Death.
Yep.
I got some good fucking HBO shows to watch, man.
Yes.
That's what I got.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So we're gonna see you guys later on after this high pitched ending.
Bye.